Come with me, you're gonna see, you're gonna listen audibly. It's the Guy in a Basement podcast. It's annoying to do that twice, but hello, I'm your Wagonmeister. And this is the 2.0 Redux episode of this because the first one totally shit the bed in terms of audio. And I want to make it good for our podcast listeners whenever this episode drops, which will probably be tomorrow. With this, let me introduce my guest, a chill-ass dude, someone I met working in Japan, an all-out chill and fantastic fellow, Nate. How you doing, Nate?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, especially now this second time is we got everything working.
Yeah, now everything's gonna be smooth. So,
Yeah, we got our audio, we got our visual. The people who are gonna watch it are enjoying it. You know, they're all gonna, we're having a good time recording it. All right, I'm happy. I'm good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're all good.
All right.
Yeah.
So how you been, man? It's like been a minute since we talked, so I'm eager to catch up with you.
It has been a long time. I think everything's good. I do kind of miss Japan, but
I get that.
I made the right decision.
For sure.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
How about you? What's been going on with your life?
What's been going on? Oh man, things are really falling into place in every aspect of my life except for money.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, but luckily I'm in a spot where I don't have to be hustling, so I'm not worried about it.
But you always want to be hustling, though.
I agree, which is
keep the energy up. Yeah.
That's why I'm doing this shit, and I'm working out. I'm losing weight. I'm seeing a therapist. Yeah, I got shit under lock. I'm good, man. I'm the best I've been in a while. But could use some dinero, if you know what I mean.
Oh no, I feel you.
Yeah. I feel you. So where are you at, man? You're in the East Coast, right?
Yeah. I'm in Maryland.
Nice.
Basically DC. I be telling people DC, but I be lying. It's so close.
No, for sure. I mean, you're right. Yeah. There's right there.
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute walk. It's crazy.
Oh shit! There you go. So you're right on top of the city. Bada bam. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because when you told me, it's I worked in DC and I'm doing things with these packs and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, this guy's got experience in a lot of different shit.
Nah. That was small. That was small stuff.
That was small stuff. All right, I was
I did.
Still, man.
Oh no, go ahead.
I just it's fucking cool to hear that.
Yeah, I remember it's all perspective, but I really enjoyed. You was telling me stories about when you were doing Uber, right?
Yeah.
You had a lot of interesting stories, man.
Oh, for sure.
I don't got stories like that.
Hey, man. I think it's
just paperwork.
Yeah, well, I mean, but still, it's different perspectives, exactly. And it's funny you bring that up because that's actually a topic of one of the prior episodes I had with this guest who, she's a CCO, Chief Creative Officer of this culture reaction company in LA. It's a worker collective, and she also learned archery not but 5 months ago, and she swept the American national competition and won 2 medals.
What the hell?
I know,
she's
man.
She's in the Olympics?
She's actually, there's a guy who's an Olympic trainer who saw her there. It's keep working hard and we might get you there in 2024. I'm not shitting you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's, 3 years away.
Yeah.
It's come fast.
I know, right? It's not even 4 because 2020 was last year. That's a whole, I feel bad for the They're why the fuck are we having the Olympics now? There's a fucking pandemic.
I know. It's bullshit. If they waited 1 more year, bro, Japan would be lit. Everybody would come there. I'm assuming, this is me assuming,
right?
Things will be better in a year. Yeah,
I think so.
But the energy when we came, the energy was so crazy. Everybody was so excited, and now it's just they did a whole 180 on it.
Yeah, dude. Both of us were there when it was starting, and it was just it turned into a depressing state of affairs. It's gotta mask up. Not saying masks are bad. I love my mask. My mask is my friend, and it kept me alive.
Yeah, I got a love-hate relationship with mine, but she keeps me safe.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the honest thing. I'd rather be I'd rather have a hard time breathing but not die than
Yeah,
have a hard time breathing and I'm gonna die. You know,
yeah.
it's like one or the
And you
other.
know, I came back and I'm living at home,
Right.
so like I'm not trying to infect anybody.
Oh, for
So
sure. I totally get.
yeah,
The first 6 months, I was a fucking hermit. I was like living that basement. I was like living the true
yeah.
1990s, living with your mom's basement. Shit, you not, just going on the internet playing games. Be like, society. What the fuck is that?
Oh,
That's
the
horrible.
World of Warcraft shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's better now.
yeah. Oh, good thing, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
You seem to be doing a lot better, man.
yeah. I was in
Yeah.
a rough spot. I was in a rough spot, dude. But
Yeah.
things are
That's
good.
that's how you learn. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So you're in, was it Montana? I forgot. Wyoming.
That's There you go. There you go. There you go. I'm glad that you continued because everyone does think I live in Montana, but I live in Wyoming.
Why does everyone think you live in Montana?
Because no one
I don't
fucking
know
thinks
why I
it.
said that.
No one knows why Wyoming is not a state that anyone fucking thinks of. At least Montana is like, oh, that's cool. Hell, even South Dakota has Mount Rushmore. Wyoming has what? Yellowstone, but most people think, no, that's in Montana, right?
Ah, what is it like in Wyoming? It's like nobody there, right?
Yeah, dude. The population's like 600,000 people at most.
That's nuts, man.
It's tiny. It's tiny.
Yeah. So you just got space, man.
There's space for days, and like the
Yeah.
majority of it, like, here's what it is. So you know how Nebraska is with corn? Imagine that, but with just like empty fields of grass. Like nothing has changed except there are fences where there didn't used to be, like back when the Native Americans were like fucking running hunting buffalo and shit. Like 150.
Wow.
It's except for like there are like 5. I wouldn't even call them cities because the biggest city is only 60,000 people. It's like a town.
You know, it's real nuts that like you are living in you live in LA, right?
I was Orange County, LA area. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, in the area.
Yeah.
And then you lived in like you're in Tokyo, right? Or Yokohama?
No, I was in like Ibaraki, which is like Japanese
Ibaraki.
MIT.
Mito, right?
Yeah, Japanese MIT in the countryside. Yep.
Oh, okay.
But,
okay. I guess that's not the city, but
no, but I was like 40 minutes out of Akihabara on the fastest train, so like Tokyo was not an issue.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty big change.
Oh, trust me, man, I know. And like I've lived in Santa Barbara when I went to college, so like I've been in Metropolis, I've been in suburban hellscape, I've been in like really nice bougie areas, I've been in buttfuck nowhere with universities, and now
what do you like better?
It's, I'll be honest, I like living in a place where it's not busy, but like it's easy to get to a busy place. Like
yeah.
Yeah, so like I could tell you, like I'd be up for living in like outside of LA, but not in LA, but it's like 20-30 minutes to drive to LA, if you catch my drift.
I know exactly what you mean, man. Like in Japan, I love living in Kokubunji,
right?
Because it's like Kokubunji was not like the most lively place,
right?
But it was beautiful, it was quiet, and it had good stuff. But I'm 20 minutes away from Shinjuku,
Mm-hmm.
If I needed that energy, it was right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally get that, man. That's like
yeah.
That's like the balance. And here it's just like the closest big city is Denver. That's like an hour and 30 minutes drive, going 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And
80 shit.
Like,
y'all can drive that.
Yeah, no, there's like, since no one's out here, you can drive like a fucking madman. I see people going like 110 on the freeway, like once you're out of fucking town. And I've done that before where it's like, I'm just like, all right, I'm on a road trip. I'm driving across. It's just fucking, it's hot and it's flat. Maybe there's some rolling hills, but it's nothing. And then I look at my speedometer and it's like, oh fuck, I'm going 110. I gotta like step off the gas because I'm not paying attention.
You don't notice. Yeah.
Because there's nothing around.
I've seen people do that here.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Sometimes I would visit my family in Ohio, and then when they'll be taking me to like, I remember one day I went to, I think it was Cedar Point or something like that. It's a big amusement park.
Right.
we had to go through like the country, and my uncle was going like 110, 120, and I'm sitting here. Everybody's like, it's normal. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no,
I'm like,
absolutely.
yo.
I was like, holy shit, this is a
Yeah,
roller coaster.
yeah, for real. That's crazy. He was going faster than a roller coaster. Like,
Faster than fucking
yeah,
Space Mountain or some shit. There you go.
yeah. But yeah, I like to visit. I like the countryside. Um, but I don't know. Well, maybe I could. Maybe if I'm older,
Right.
you know. But
And
for now, I like being just in driving distance, or train.
you like the suburbs. I get that, man. I totally get
Oh
that.
no, 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 no! I'm in the city. I like the city, but
Right.
like I like being like right outside the city.
Right. Okay, so you're like a city's edge kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah, like what you just said. Yeah,
Yeah.
if I'm in drive, but I've never lived in the suburbs. Like I've always lived like city adjacent.
I get that.
So it's like yesterday they had some celebration out here for like it was Jamaican Independence Day,
Right.
and like I can't hear what's going on, but then I step out of my crib, walk 5 minutes up the road, and then it's just crazy. They're having a big ass party out in the open.
Nice, nice.
So I like that, I'm walking distance, but once I get home, I don't hear none of that shit.
That's cool though, because it's like
Yeah.
you get again. It's like what you said. Like you get the vibe just for a little bit of like traveling along, but then like you get to where you're staying, it's like it's peaceful. You can rest. You're not bothered by nobody.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. But it's still like you still get some of that crazy shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would hear like, oh my god, I heard like gunshots one time.
Yeah.
I thought it was fireworks at first, but I was like, no, 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 no. This is America. It's not. I'm not in Japan anymore.
Yeah. I get that, man.
Yeah.
I and
Yeah.
listen, I as someone who now lives in like an open carry state, and that's fucking wild. I'm a Californian, so like, you don't carry a gun on you. Maybe you carry a pocket knife. That's like your defense because it's just, it's easy to hide. But
Yeah.
no, fucking A, it's ridiculous because it's like I hear like gunshots sometimes, and they're not that far from my house. I have like there's a bar slash bowling alley right behind my place. Like look over the fence, there it is. I'm like, did some fucker just get shot? And then there's also like there's like a military base, a military reserve base, and this military base is a nuclear missile silo area. Like
Damn.
literally, if things fuck up, I get to hear the and see those fuckers fly. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go down to Colorado, get stoned and drunk, cause this shit's ending soon.
Yeah, you're fucked. Bro,
I mean,
don't drink the tap water.
there you go. I'll grow 3 stomachs, and then I don't know, something else will happen. I'll become.
Who knows?
Yeah, but in all seriousness, it's just like, it's crazy, like how different it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, the only people I hang out with are my family out here, pretty much. Because, like, again, I don't have a job, so I don't have, like, coworkers to, like, hang out with or nothing. And I ain't got no money to, like, I'm going to go down to the bar and chat with people. And I literally just dropped off my brother yesterday. And
Oh, you have a brother? I didn't even know.
Yeah, my younger brother. One of our training mates is currently on the thing.
What thing?
So, if you go to you can watch the, what's it called? If you want, you can watch the stream and you can watch the chat as well. One of our training mates is watching us. She has a Twitch channel too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me see. What's the Twitch name?
So, it's Wagonmeister, all lowercase. WAGONMEISTER.
Oh, I found you.
There you go. She's saying hi, Nate.
Oh. Welcome to that room. I don't see nobody.
Oh, I'll just say it.
That's so crazy. I see myself in 2 screens.
I get that, man. It's because I got that same situation because I got my like second monitor here. I got like what we're talking.
Chan.
There you go.
Who is Sweet Yam Chan? Hey, it's been a break. Wow.
There you go.
Pokemon Go, buddy.
There you go.
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy. You know, it's like I feel like after going through, I mean, it wasn't hell or anything, but we worked hard.
I totally get
some,
that.
like, we got some unbreakable bond.
Right. You got that. You were forged together in the gauntlet of fire of the company. Because I try and kind of keep it a low profile. I fucked up once on like saying the name, and I was like, okay, never again. So like we refer to it as the company, just like so no one gets in trouble,
Nobody's gonna get in trouble.
Oh,
say what you want to do.
That's true.
It's
That's
America,
true.
Man.
Oh, I know, but like references, if it ever comes across.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It wasn't.
It was a good.
I had a good time.
It was a good experience. That's how I'm looking at it, right? I learned that I don't like having to sell shit to students, and when I feel like I don't want to fucking upsell, I can't be a used car salesman. I came here to be a fucking teacher.
Yeah. No, I feel you. It's like it's not for everybody. I feel like, the selling was tough for me as well.
Right.
But you gotta make up for it somehow.
Oh, that's true. I always listen, like, it was sad when I left because apparently they dropped the ball. So the week I left, it was like, you're leaving? We had no idea. And it was like, there are signs everywhere, man. And I've been telling you, you guys aren't listening.
Oh, what the fuck? Don't they have to know like 6 months in advance or something?
I don't know. I think it's like 3 months to say, hey, they're leaving. But then I said, not planning on doing it. And then they literally offered me a renewal just like, are you sure you don't want to stay? We really need your help. And it's like, I was like, one of my coworkers even offered you already bought your ticket to go back home? I will pay you out, man. $1,000 cash.
Aww.
And I was like, that means so much to me. Oh, fuck. I'm literally they need me here both professionally and because I'm a good person. But I couldn't be in that environment anymore,
Yeah. Oh, man, that would break my heart. If they're putting up their own money, I would fold. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah?
I would fold. But it feels like that deep. But
for me,
I feel like because of
Oh, go ahead. I'll say it after.
Oh, I was just saying. I feel like because my location was pretty good, I didn't think they would have a tough time finding anyone to replace me.
Right. No, I get it, man. If I might ask, how many students did your school have?
I don't remember. I forgot. Maybe 300-400. I don't know.
Yeah, mine had upwards of between 500 and 600 people. Biggest school out of Tokyo. And
damn.
Yeah, it's just
good memories though.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like what she just said in the chat. There you go. I feel a little vindicated with that response.
Oh shit! Now I gotta open up the chat again.
I know.
I get distracted when
you see your face. It's it's like, oh shit! It's like, okay, can't look away. I get that, man.
Yeah.
I have a hard.
But I miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe not every single part, but that's everything.
Right.
But I remember I was on TikTok and then I ran across this one page that just was full of those those jingles that they have in the train station.
Right.
And it sent me into the shadow realm when I heard that shit. It really made me feel bad.
There you go.
Yeah.
I get that, man, and it's everyone has that unique one, so it's oh, this is that station's jingle. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. She says. She said. Amy says you can pop the chat out, possibly, so you don't have to look at the thing. So that might be able to help.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. Thank you, friend. A little salute to. She's doing really good on Twitch, man. She's got I think 450.
Damn.
Followers. I'm shit. That's awesome.
Wow.
Respects. Cool. She's Twitch senpai.
Twitch senpai. Yeah.
She's Twitch senpai.
There you go. You gotta learn from people.
There you go. She's at 580 as of today. She says, "Holy shit!
I can't even count to 580."
I'd be distracted. I need to get like a donut or something while working on that, and then I'd have lost my pace at that point or something. I'm joking, of course. I'd probably get like, I don't know, some hummus or shit. I'm eating healthy, and that's good.
Yo, I like hummus.
Yeah, dude. That shit's. I've been eating some like low carb shit. So what I get is like I get like a low carb tortilla, 70 calories.
Yeah.
Give me like a thing of hummus. I eat that thing. Nice, easy, 250 calories. That's a good ass snack.
Yeah.
Leaves me full.
Man, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, you know, you're really working on yourself.
Yeah, dude. It's,
you know, this is the age. This is the age where it's like sink or swim.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
I need to trim down because like there's so many weight related diseases in my family. Like continuing on, it's like if I lose the weight, I might live to be in my 80s, longer than a lot of the people in my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. But it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough out here.
Yeah, that's the problem, man, is that like, you know, it's like, so she asks how old both of us are. I'm 26, and then next month I'm turning 27.
Hey, my man, I'm 25.
There you go. Oh,
I almost forgot.
Young man.
Yeah, no, I still got, yeah.
There you go. I'll say, congratulations, bro. You can rent a car now. The last big milestone. Now there's nothing positive.
I'm actually about to rent a car. I'm going to Vegas next week.
Oh, shit. That's awesome, dude.
You know,
that's fucking
it's
great.
To be a hangover. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, dude.
But you never know. I don't know about this, the COVID, you know, procedure out there.
Right. I feel like in Vegas, since that's such a big tourist trap, they're going to be like, either mask up or have your vaccinations, bitch, or you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, I got my shots, so I'm straight.
For sure. Same.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
What was that? Oh, no.
It was a terrorist attack. Sorry.
Oh, dear God, it's happening. They've returned.
Garbage, man.
Oh, for sure. That happens like every week, like because there's this massive ass garbage can outside the bar, and in the morning, if I'm awake early enough.
It sounds crazy. Like, I don't know. I never actually heard the garbage when I was in Japan. Strangely.
I know, right? It's. I think it's because they don't like. It's like everything is just like you have your bags and you throw it in a spot and they come and pick it up hand by hand, which is like, cool, man. It's quiet, so it's not disturbing.
By hand. Their backs must be hurting like crazy.
That, or they're a lot more fit than the fat fucks driving around the garbage trucks and thing.
True.
I mean, I have to say that it's just like, oh, what it might be, but whatever.
I mean, I don't know. You never know. I don't know about Montana trash man.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I don't know about Montana. All I know is Wyoming trash.
Oh fuck!
Everyone forgets Wyoming is a place that exists.
Yo, that's crazy.
Dude, I live in no man's land. No one can remember where the fuck I live.
Fucking Wyoming, my bad.
Dude, it's all good. I have no I'm getting I like the cowboy culture, and I'm learning a lot about that, and that's cool. But other than that, that's history, dude. Now it's just okay. Let me say one thing about this place. There are no jobs for anyone who's like a professional. Like you either have you're running a business or you're one of their worker employee low income dudes. Yeah. And that's why it's just I'm planning on moving back to California in February probably with some friends. Hopefully the Twitch thing's going off, but I also thinking about taking a part-time job at Disney. It won't be hard for me. I have a bunch of years of I know, right? That's I get that, man. That loud shit, it's difficult. But hey, there you go.
What can you say? You want to work at Disney?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Disney, what
like the parks.
What part of Disney? Okay, yeah.
That sounds like intense garbage sounds.
It is very intense.
That's funny.
But I heard that if you work as a character, you get treated. I think it's called a character or something. But you get treated real well. That's like the VIPs of the park.
Right, but you also don't get paid as it depends on what kind of character. If you're a face character, because there's the two distinctions. Because having grown up down there, where half your friends work at the park, you know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And someone who's in my Twitch family, the people who I work with them a lot, You saw my picture on Discord, right? That's gonna be my VTuber. I'm like launching a VTubing like for gaming.
You gonna be a VTuber?
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god, I love Miko.
Yeah, nice.
Every time she says "fuck you," I go into Nirvana.
Probably. Yeah, I get that, man, and I'm excited because, like, because I do good voices. I've been working on voice work like for years. I wanted to be a voice actor when I was a kid, and like that's something I might do.
I remember you told me. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I've been thinking about what voice to do for the character, and I'm still thinking of what I want to name, like the persona. But there you go. Let's see. He's an Oni, right? He's like a Japanese ogre, but like his big old bat is literally my microphone, because my microphone is red and glowing. If you look at the picture, you'll see. Oh shit, there it is. And he's on like a Goku cloud, so he's floating around on a yellow cloud.
What would be a
good voice? I'm thinking like
Oni-chan.
I was thinking like Oniku.
Oniku, like Nick?
Like Oni and Nick. Onik. Oniku. And like it's a Japanese sound. Go like Onikku.
Oniku. What's the literal meaning?
Oh, well, I don't know what the fuck Niku means. Like Niku is meat, but like it would be like Oni and then my name just plastered on. Yeah. Niku means meat, yes.
Oh, that's okay. I'm stupid.
Hey, no worries, man. Yeah,
I'll watch it. Yeah.
Oh fuck! Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. I need viewers, man. I'm so fucking close to getting affiliate. I just need watch time, bro. Just need watch time.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen a male VTuber before.
Oh, I have.
Are
there? They exist. There's this guy who's really popular right now. They're actually coming up in the ranks. They're like a lot of women in Japan watch the male VTubers because they're thirsty.
Yeah. For real.
But they don't exist much here because obviously a majority of otaku, let's just basically be honest, are dudes who like, oh, notice me! Ah! Yeah. But like I can see it happening. And here's the voice on. It's like, oh hey, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, let's do this. Kind of like a more gruff sound to my voice.
Yeah.
Because like he's probably like.
Hurt though, right?
No, as long as I have like water. Probably what I'll do when I stream is like I'll have a big thing of hot water and I'll make tea and I'll just have honey to dump into it so it's smooth.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I heard the guy who voiced Geralt in The Witcher, like he was like he really fucked his voice up, doing hours of the hey, like.
Well, that's the thing is like I don't want to do it like that, dude. But it's like, hey, how's it going? You know, you can hear it's like it's my voice. It's just like there's a little like more like scratchiness to it in the throat.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that. Like,
I'll watch it. Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, man. She's working on the rig today, but it's been a process of she's VTubing.
Yeah.
For her, she's her VTube. So if anyone's watching this or is listening to this, please follow Captain Showtime. All one word. And she's gonna get back into streaming soon because she's getting back to work. But yeah, she's like a purple and black tiger. Yeah.
I like that.
It's a really cool design. So I'm excited she's building the rig. So I gave her like $50. And there's another person watching who's a friend of mine who is also a VTuber friend from high school. I know from high school and like other school too.
What's up?
Captain Condor. Pretty chill dude. See, I like this episode. We're not talking about shit, we're just chatting and it's nice.
Yeah, that's how it should be, you know? That's why I like podcasts. You know, it makes me feel like, you know, I'm a part of the conversation.
There you go, right? You know, that's the funniest thing. You ever like listen to a podcast and realize, oh shit, I'm not thinking any thoughts because I'm just vibing with like what's going on in my ears.
Yeah. But sometimes it's like I be talking, like in my head, like I'm in there. You know, like
I do that too, man. I do that too. Like when I'm on a walk, I worry sometimes that I freak out people because like I'm like things like I listen to it, it's like how would I explain that, and then I kind of like do like pantomime, and it's like oh shit, I'm out public. That might not be the best idea. I might look crazy.
That's the good part about wearing a mask though. Like when I take walks or like work out outside, I don't be talking out loud, but my mouth is moving.
Right?
You know?
Right?
Like, so, but now I can't do that. Now, like outside, no one's really wearing a mask like outside anymore.
Right.
It's just indoors. So, I gotta watch it.
For sure.
Else people think I'm crazy, or should I? Who cares? I don't know.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Who cares, man? Who gives a fuck? It's your God-given right to wear a mask if you want to.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or talk out loud. I could be crazy.
Like, whenever I see some dumbass without a mask inside a building, I'm like, yo, you do not have the right to infect other people, dipshit.
For real, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully just a couple more months of this shit.
Yeah, man. Here's the positive thing. I see the light out. So one is a controversial take, and one is like the positive viewpoint. Positive viewpoint first, because let's hit it with a softball.
Okay.
Like right now, even the right wing talking heads, and I don't want to talk about politics or all that shit. I could. I love that shit. I
love talking politics, man.
But
let's get it.
Yeah. But, okay. We'll jump in there. But so first one is soft. Like Sean Hannity, Geraldo, or whatever, Geraldo, whatever. Like half of them are now saying like you should get it, right? Even on Fox News, and you're seeing a rise among like far right wing people getting it now. It's like that's good, But I also, this is like a really fucked up take, but it's honest. So, as I studied history, and I think one of the reasons that the Democrats went to the right in the 90s is because a lot of like the left-wing people died of AIDS in the 80s with the AIDS crisis. So all that were left were conservative Democrats. So what I think...
most of the people who died it wasn't that many people, was it?
Well, think about it. If you're sexually adventurous, you're probably going to have a partner who slept with someone who might have been infected with AIDS, and that spreads around. It was an epidemic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a pandemic, but it was an epidemic. There were a lot of very intelligent people who died in that.
Yeah.
Right?
But do you think it was enough to sway?
Well, it's like it's what I'm probably what right now you're looking up how many people died. I'm gonna do that too.
How many died of AIDS?
In America.
90s. Yeah. Yeah, 18,447.
Right. Okay.
It's not that much, yeah.
That's not that much.
And I thought it was localized. Oh, no, more than that.
But think about, like,
31,000.
The majority of these people probably would have been in where the most influential culture centers would be. Like, you're talking LA, you're talking New York, probably like shit. There you go. But how many of those people could have been outspoken, like, people in, like, entertainment? Like, shit. Like, a lot of these people could have had massive careers in entertainment or news or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, also, just to give a little pushback,
right?
I'd venture to say most of the entertainment industry is already left wing. Already.
I totally get what you mean. I agree with you to a point, because you have to remember that, entertainment has a motive. They have a motive to be rich and wealthy, so why the fuck would they want... So I am an old school lefty. I'm not like 1960s lefty. I mean, I get the 1960s left. I love what they did, but they like cut out all the shit that would have helped a lot of people who also needed help.
Yeah.
Like old left versus new left. Now what I'm saying is like it pushed so far to the right because they went center right, so the right wing went off the fucking charts. That you've got this disease has been a pandemic among the unvaccinated at this point. Like if you don't have a vaccine, you're probably going to die of it if you catch it. So
a 2% chance you'll die.
Oh yeah, but think about it in D&D terms. A 1 in 50 chance of something happening is fucking scary. If you get the vaccine, you get a 1 in 100,000th chance.
Yeah,
that's a much better odds.
No, I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah.
So I just see this as like.
What it is.
I'm not an eco-fascist. I don't want to say we're culling the herd. I'm just saying maybe it's good that some of these people who have caused these politicians to come in, like let's say the Marjorie Taylor Greene people, right?
Yeah.
These QAnon people don't believe. They think the vaccine is going to make your dick fly off like it's a rocket, and then your ears are gonna shoot like laser beams out of them. That then
Yeah.
they think Jewish space lasers exist.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I get it. And it's their responsibility, right?
Right.
That's the thing. If you want to take it, if you don't want to take it, it's your choice. Nobody's gonna force you.
Right.
And if your like employer says you have to take it,
You should get it
or
then.
leave the job,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But like, it's still your choice whether or
Right.
not you want to take it or
Oh,
not.
I agree.
Yeah, but those cases of like people on the far right talking about like Jewish space lasers and stuff, I think it's like there's most definitely some sort of mental illness going on there, but also like it's kind of, I think, an effect of like the government not, like garnering enough trust, because there's a lot of
100%
social
agree.
engineering going on, like,
Yeah.
and the politicking has come to a point where it's like, I feel like a lot of political figures are trying to be like your parent, and
Yeah.
that will cause people to like rebel.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
I absolutely
hopefully,
agree.
I don't want to see them. I don't want to see the, right, left, up, down, whatever. I don't want to see nobody like.
I don't want to see people dead. That's all I want.
Yeah.
You're right. It is mental illness. It's It's mentally ill people caught in a cult.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But
but that's a strong word.
All of them. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But we need opposing forces. Like,
yeah.
Not everything the left does is good. Not everything the right does is good. So.
Well, there are some things even left and right people agree on. Like, you ask, like a standard Republican voter, okay,
yeah,
let me like Medicare for all, but you don't call it Medicare for all. You just pitch it as what it is, and they support it. They love these things because it benefits them. And
it's partisan shit.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think I follow this YouTuber, Dr. Beat, and he's like a high school teacher, but he's like talks about politics structure, and like he said his favorite government would be this, and let me pitch it to you.
Mm-hmm.
A federal republic with a parliamentarian system.
Yeah.
With non-partisan members. No political parties. Everyone is just loyal to their local constituency without alliance. Without like an overhead thing. Imagine if that existed in this country.
That'd be impossible.
It would be impossible, but okay, here's the thing. This idea of
you need parties, though.
I don't disagree. There should be stuff like
right.
Yeah. That's politics. It's how you. Yeah. What is politics? But
it's compromise.
It is compromise. It's where you divest the power and the influence of the government.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And the problem is that you have two parties that kind of play the same side at this point. So they're okay. What is the difference between Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer? A D and an R. They both have very big corporate sponsors, obviously from very different sides of the aisle. Their social policies are extremely different, but at the end of the day, they're not helping their constituents. They're just We have
it could be like, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of what they do, but I don't exactly know the ins and outs of the bills that they help pass.
Right. It's hard.
Yeah.
That's dense.
I think that there's this. It's hard, yeah, and there's this idea that like, if a politician isn't doing something like especially bombastic, that they're not doing anything at all, and I think that like, that's kind of maybe they're doing a lot of small things. And maybe it doesn't affect you, but it could, affect other people.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like talking about politics. Let's keep it going.
Okay, man. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
But yeah, sorry, one more thing. The federal, the thing that the high school teacher was talking about.
Right.
I've never necessarily been a fan of, like, parliaments. In comparison to the U.S. system, because I do think that the U.S. system like has an extremely like great system of checks and balances.
Oh,
like
I 100% agree.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
if you watch parliaments throughout the world, even in Canada, they're so like disrespectful, man.
Right.
Like they're really like off the rockers. Like they insult each other in parliament. They interrupt. They be screaming. It's so unprofessional. It's very
Right.
uncivilized.
I get that.
I mean, it's not very uncivilized, so but it rubs me the wrong way.
I totally
Um,
agree. But we're
yeah,
getting to that level of incivility when you get people, and I don't want to keep pointing at Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's such a fucking great
yeah,
target to point on. I mean,
yeah.
literally the other day she said, "Oh, you worried about COVID shit? Oh, fuck that. Just shoot the doctors." Or she said some comment along that lines. It's like, who the
That's
fuck
right.
in government would say shoot doctors?
But that's the thing though. Like people point at her, but people voted for her.
Oh, I
Like,
know. She's
why I
extremely
didn't.
popular.
Yeah, well,
That's
I
my
didn't.
worry.
Yeah,
That's my worry is that she's
yeah.
not the problem. She is what is the term? Like in a medical term, she is a
The symptom.
symptom. She's a symptom of the
Yeah,
problem. She's a symptom of
yeah,
the problem.
yeah. That's why I didn't necessarily like, they wanted to censure her and everything because it's
Right.
like you're in essence you're censoring the people who voted for her. Like
Right.
she didn't just start saying shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying shit like that the whole time.
Absolutely.
Uh,
And they love her
and
for
yeah,
it. They love her for it.
yeah. I think that's why Trump got elected too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely. I mean, listen. Think about how different it would be if Trump had not entered the picture and this wing hadn't gained thing, and it would just be like you have Jeb Bush versus Hillary Clinton. We'd have a much more stable
oh,
situation over the last 4
Jeb
years.
Bush. Oh,
Oh no, I agree.
I don't want to even hear Bush.
Yeah, no, I agree. I am not a fan of the Bushes.
Yeah,
Number one, I hate political dynasty families. I don't like the Kennedys. I don't like
yeah,
the Bushes. I don't like the Clintons.
yeah. I don't
And
like that
I'm
either.
scared because I don't like the Trumps, and that seems like that's what it's going into.
Yeah, it reeks of monarchy.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, and
Um,
that goes back to the origin of our system is we had an aristocratic system for landowning whites. At the end of
yeah,
the day, that's what our Constitution was written for. I'm sorry,
yeah,
everybody. That's what it was in the history. Luckily, we have advanced past it, and I think, in truth, we gained our modern American democracy in the 1960s with the Equal Rights Act
yeah,
because of the various stopping of people being able to vote in the South with Jim Crow and whatever. The problem is they stripped that, and now you see 49 states having voter restriction laws coming into place. And
yeah.
I'm a strong believer in um, what is it? The right to vote. There's a
Oh, of
word, right?
course. Yeah, yeah. Suffrage.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer in suffrage. So that goes
Yeah,
entirely against the project we've been working towards. Because I see America not as there was this time where we were great and now we're suffering. I see it as no, it's been a continuous experiment, like they talked about in the beginning, and we have to keep
yeah,
improving on it because things that worked in the past are not going to work now in a new context.
yeah. That's what makes. I think our system is slow, of course,
Right.
but I think that's good because it's like it has the capacity to evolve, and
Mm-hmm.
these like kind of snap changes don't really happen
Right.
in the U.S. Rarely do they
Very,
ever
very.
happen. you
It
know?
is. If you want a great description of America, incrementalism is the political ideology of
Yeah,
America. Itty
yeah.
bitty steps. Itty bitty steps.
But I think that's a good thing. Um,
It,
maybe not in all situations, but in
right.
the long run, I think it's a good thing.
One thing I'm happy about, I saw that I think that the Congress just took away the president's. You know how he was given like that War Powers Act right back in the early 2000s, which is
Yeah,
why he sent them into Iraq and Afghanistan. I think they
yeah.
just like removed it from him. That makes me happy because
Oh,
that's a good check. That's a good check.
interesting. Was it in the 2000s?
I'm fairly certain because
Yeah.
here's the thing: is that gave I'm pretty sure check de blanc to give the president. You can send them anywhere. But since Congress is
Uh,
technically in charge of the power to declare war, that
yeah,
totally give it like that loses that entire check on the presidency. Which to see them
yeah,
take it back from him, fantastic.
yeah. No, I agree with that. I think I remember like reading into it, it was, I think it was a lot of members of Congress, and excuse my language,
Right.
would be like, they didn't want war attached to their record,
Right.
so they put it on the president. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I mean, but here's the thing: is that they
Got us
have
into
they
this
have to
fucking
have it on
mess.
their record. Like,
Yeah,
if you want to put the blame on anyone for
yeah,
like Iraq, and like, let's think of the massive amount of devastation it caused.
yeah.
That
That's
is
the thing.
that
They're
is
gonna blame it on Bush.
they're going to
They
blame it on
didn't want-
Bush, but he's not
Yeah.
solely to blame. That is on Hillary Clinton. That is on Joe Biden. That is on probably Mitch McConnell. That is on Joe Grassley. It's on all those people because it's all a concerted effort. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a believer in looking at the whole picture.
and America. It's on America.
It's on America, yeah.
90% of Americans were for the invasion of Iraq.
Right.
People be forgetting that shit.
I remember that. Remember freedom fries? Remember instead of French fries,
Freedom
like because France was like, we don't want to invade Iraq. We're not joining you.
Oh.
So really, like conservatives and like even like liberal Democrats, like central Democrats, like
Yeah.
no, fuck you. We're changing them to freedom fries. Fuck the French.
Yeah.
It's like that was an issue like 15, 16 years
That was a long
ago.
time ago. Wow.
Like, and you know, both of us would have been kids at that point, but I remember that, and not only is it fucking funny, but it really shows you how they can whip us up into a frenzy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point, to get us hyped in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, and that is an effective strategy, because I don't remember watching any videos about like seeing the soldiers there. The only people they let are in the press, because they learned from Vietnam. They learned don't show our soldiers coming back in body bags. Don't show our soldiers coming back with limbs torn off and their face blown up, because it's gonna lower that patriot fervor. I wanted to say a different thing, but not gonna.
But I think that's one of the reasons why you see people like really anything the government says, they'll do the opposite, because there's so much like BS, like weird social engineering, marketing, trickery going on.
Right.
And especially like once that war popped off, that was when the internet was like coming up, and so they couldn't keep a lid on it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a kid seeing like the death of Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
I was a kid and I watched.
I remember seeing, like, when I was in high school. Remember when they got the guy, Al Qaeda guy, Bin Laden. See, he's so far back, I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
And yet he was like the boogeyman for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
And like, I remember seeing, it's like, here's the facility, and we have done it, and they've gone in and got him. And then like, it's like, and then they dropped him into the fucking ocean like a transformer.
That's the thing. It's like, it makes sense to me why people lash out.
Right.
In this sense, because there's not a lot of transparency.
No.
And while the information is out there, it may not be as accessible for everybody.
Well, it's not accessible, and let's be honest, Americans are too fucking busy surviving to pay attention to what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah, you got so much shit going on. That's why I feel like people like on the right, when they renamed the Affordable Care Act, and then they're like with it, because they're looking for their party to make these decisions for them.
Yeah.
I had to study. I had to go to school to study politics.
Yeah.
It's not like simple. You really have to think about it for hours and hours.
Well, that's because education in America, let's be honest, it was set up for one thing. Let's teach the dum-dums how to be able to operate machinery in a factory. And if you're in college, let's teach the not as so dum-dums how to manage the dum-dums in the factory. And then if you keep pushing forward, then you're stuck in like the education loop, and no one's going to figure out what the fuck you're doing unless you join like a political action committee, or like a consultant at a big company, and you got to sell out.
Yeah.
And like,
it's hard not to sell out.
It is.
I like living good.
I do too. Listen, man, I'd be honest. If I wanted to sell out, I'd get a job at a bank and I'd work my ass off to become like a money manager, because I know how to invest money. Like, get an index fund, do low tax investments. Use that money to get real estate. Build your income and diversify your portfolio. These are things that not a lot of people think about because they're more concerned with, oh shit, well, I have bread on the table to feed my kids tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think things will.
I think things will get better. I agree.
Yeah.
We're on a good route. It's just super fucking rocky right now that it's a little scary.
Yeah. I think the worst part is the this like division.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind that people like have, you know, intense fervor for their, you know, own political beliefs or whatever,
right.
But you know, I was really thinking, like, I remember when I was in Japan, and then my coworker was talking about she was having lunch with a couple friends, and they're Americans, and then one of them was a Trump supporter, and then like what she had to like tell him, keep it on the down low,
right?
Because people will like pretty much oust you, from the group, and you know what I'm saying, like no matter what side you're on, it's like I feel like that kind of energy,
that's
is real. I don't like it because I knew exactly what she's talking about.
Oh yeah.
Among my even me, like
my family are Trump supporters. Like I have family who are Trump supporters, and I have family who are, like, I'm surprised. Towards the end of my dad's life and my mom, I have pushed them into progressivism. They are now like left of the aisle. If where I live, I'm considered like a horrifying like. I am the nightmare in the imaginations of the average MAGA person.
Yeah.
But in reality, I totally understand where they come from. It's sad where they are. Like, the one family that's the supporting, they're from California. They're like, they lost all their friends. No one wanted to talk with them because they were Trump supporters. But
see, that's the thing I don't like.
Yeah.
It's like, and I was in that. I was, I had that mentality, especially when I was in college.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if that is like good.
It's a bad fucking approach, because then you get them into the, it's a pipeline, right? And they don't have any other ways to escape. It's like, and then they're done. They're gone. They're gone. But if you're willing to reach out to them and say, hey man, let me explain it to you, but I'm not going to be a dick about it, that's going to do more to help them out.
Besides that, like, I wonder why it's tough for people to just be like, oh, okay, and keep it moving.
That's what, and here's the thing is, living where I do now, and let's be honest, I've really worked on myself, as I said, with the mental, physical, and like, I've gotten really into spirituality, so I don't even think about politics much anymore. Like, I used to be like, oh shit, this happened, oh shit, this happened, and that's why I was depressed. And now just like, I learned that from my mom, because she's paying more attention than I am now, and she never pays attention, because she's busy living her life. And it's just like, oh shit, I didn't hear about that. What the fuck? And I look it up. It's like, well, shit. Because now, my news is, I have 3 apps. I have BBC, I have Al Jazeera, because I want a diverse range. I want a centrist point, I want a more left-wing point, and then I do Ground News. Have you heard of Ground News?
No, never heard of them.
So Ground News, this whole concept as a site, as a news delivery system, is that it shows the bias of each side and how the story is being covered and which side is covering what and how is it being taught by the media. Probably if you want your news, best place, do it at PBS. Yeah. Least bias and just the facts. Maybe C-SPAN.
I wonder about that because, like, I do, I'm an editor for International Relations Journal.
Right.
And I get to read a lot of points of view from various sides. Well, I mean, it's not too diverse. Usually from the left perspective.
Right. Probably left, center, left. I get that.
Yeah. In that range. And I've noticed that, like, you can never get rid of your bias. Like, no. It always shows.
That it's fucking, so, like, it's hard. That's hard.
And it's like I kind of call BS on a lot of websites that claim to be able to filter out the bias.
Right.
Because it's like a lot of times they're coming from a point of view that's like there are only 2 sides. you
They're
know,
much more
and
than that.
there's
Yeah.
an infinite amount of sides, you know,
Right.
like,
Right.
so I even wonder, like, I remember seeing like somebody, some article saying that NPR was one of the least biased, you know, news sources. But when
Yeah.
I read NPR, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like, it's left leaning, like, obviously, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like,
Yeah. Well, there you
but
go.
yeah,
Of
but it's
course, it's
like,
left leaning because let's look at the Overton window, right? Which is the standard American left-right bias. The
yeah,
Overton window shifts all the time, dude. It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
That's why I'm more a fan of the political compass, even if that's not an exact
Oh,
science.
the up down,
Yeah,
you know, that
yeah.
thing.
Authority,
Yeah,
liberty, and then like left and right economics.
yeah, yeah. That political compass labeled me as a libertarian.
I, I,
So
I'm a libertarian, dude. I'm a libertarian socialist, and that's an
what the
oxymoron.
fuck? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real oxymoron.
No. Well, here's the thing: is that it's not an oxymoron.
Yeah,
Libertarian socialism is this. It means I want people to be as free as they can be without infringing on other people's rights socially, but businesses should be run in a non-authoritarian way. So workers should have a right to say the thing. Like, for example, there's a German economic system, the Ordo system, where two of the five seats on the board of directors are elected positions from the workers, so they can't get fucked over.
yeah.
Would that not be better for America if two of the five seats on various boards of companies were chosen by the people who work at the companies themselves?
Well, I feel like if you own the company and like you put in your own money, it's your effort.
Yes.
I don't think you should be forced to hire people. You know, hire your employees.
I hold
Like as your
as a private proprietor where you're the sole person working there, 100% agree. But the
yeah,
minute you put employees into that equation, you are immediately above them and you control a large portion of their life. Because how long do people work at their jobs? We're losing.
well, you don't because they could leave. They're not being forced to work there.
That's the freedom, sure. But let's say you're working at, say, Apple, right? And
Yeah.
you're just
As
like
a what? As
a
a what?
low, like you design some of the software. So you're like a medium level
yeah, yeah.
engineer, but you're not on the
Yeah.
management side of things. So you
So
don't
you're
see
making
yourself moving
200K.
up. Right. But let's say, Apple decides, you don't deserve that much money. We need to conserve it. We need to help out the Gates Foundation. We need to do this. Where the fuck? What the fuck? You just lost.
You're gonna go to
half
to
income.
Uber.
You're gonna go to Uber. You're gonna do something else. But what if they pay even less there? Because that's the shift. Is like how much money can be conserved at the top.
Yeah, but then the value of your work is lower.
Yeah, exactly.
The value of your work is as much as you're willing to sell it for.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to software engineers, if Apple does some shit like that, Google is ready to snatch them up.
Absolutely. But here's the thing is that
top tier.
give it 10, 20 years, those jobs won't matter because AI is going to be able to do them for nothing.
Yeah.
For nothing.
And furthermore, if Apple does, and this, I'm just talking shit, but if Apple does, like, reduce the money that they make, that, usually, well, not usually, it could get passed down to the consumer.
Absolutely.
That's the same thing with like the Walmart argument.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart might not be paying their employees like a lot of money, but all those savings get passed down to their customer.
That's true. Absolutely.
And like people say like,
but then that kills the capitalist spirit of the multiple multiple different fronts to buy stuff. Right now we're in a second Gilded Age, and we're also in a consolidation of the killing of small business. And I don't want to say I'm a defender of small businesses, but I guess I that is my defense in this point, right? Is that small businesses deserve to exist because that's really where people can rise from their economic situation, is to go out on their own. You can't make a clothing store if you have to compete against Amazon shipping in 2 days, special order places online, Walmart having inordinate amounts of clothes for cheaper than what you're going to be able to sell them at a profit. And plus, your overhead is going to be so much higher because you're one person versus a massive corporation. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just pointing out facts.
Well, of
And
course, but that means that you need to innovate.
yeah, well, it requires innovation.
These same talking points were said in like the 80s. Like if you go like read newspapers from the 80s when they're talking about malls, these were the same exact talking points. Like they're too big for us to compete. XYZ, they need to be regulated out.
I don't even want regulation, dude. What I want is, we can fix the tax system so that, like...
Oh, yeah, way too many loopholes.
Yeah, like, clear it out. Give the IRS some fucking punching power. That is the most... I know people hate the IRS, but at the end of the day, the IRS is manned by, like, such a small amount of people than what it was back in the day because they gutted it.
Yeah.
And they don't have the... they found out that even without the, like, past the loopholes, people like Bezos, Gates, etc., they owe millions in back taxes, but they can't get on it because the files there's so many of them to do.
Yeah.
And
like, I think they need to simplify things.
Yeah, simplify, and let's be honest. We got to be able to pay for the thing. Like, you want to save a bunch of money in the government? Okay, Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore. There's no axis of evil. We make it out to be, but let's forget about that. Close half the bases abroad, and let's shrink the military down a little bit. Like, instead of having 50% of our budget be military, make it 25. Invest those in other things. Not only do you create a lot of jobs in those fields, so not everyone has to go into the I have to sell my soul to a corporation thing, even though it's not that. They could love what they do. But that diversifies the option for people who are working.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I think there's a lot of waste in the military.
Yeah.
I don't know if cutting, like, half of it.
Well, we certainly don't need a base in fucking shit. I don't know. Guam? Who the fuck are we going to fight off of Guam? I know it's China.
Well, I don't even know where Guam is.
And yet it's one of our protectorates. People there are American citizens. We don't know what the fuck it is. Yeah. It's in the South Pacific.
Yeah. I know a lot of my used to go on vacation.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just proved your point. That it is a strategic location.
Yeah, and I agree. It is. Yeah. But I'm going to be honest. Yeah. I here's a prediction from me, and I don't like making predictions, but I like look at trends, and they're not predictions. Here's the data I analyzed. Here's what I think might happen. I bet you if the Chinese Communist Party is not, like, that country is going to fall in 10 to 20 years because they're going much more authoritarian. The liberalization of that country for economics is constricting into the party alone. And there are over 1 billion people in that country, and the Chinese millennial population is either getting the fuck out of Dodge and saying, I don't want my kids to be Chinese anymore, which is why you see there's a mass buy-up of properties in California and the West Coast by Chinese people.
Yeah.
And that's not bad. That's great because that's more culture into that community and different perspectives. But that's why I hate authoritarianism, because it always consolidates into something. Like right now, America is kind of a flawed democratic republic with plutocrats behind the wheels. That's really what it is. And there's nothing wrong about saying that. But if I said that on the news...
What's
a plutocrat is like an aristocrat whose whole source of power is their income and what they own. It's money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the reason why is, like, Pluto was the god of wealth in the underworld in, like, Roman mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever want deep dives into what words mean, I love etymology. So I'd be able to, like, yo, Nick, what is this thing? It's like, all right, let me do a little research. That's what that means.
Plutocrat. Okay.
Yeah, plutocrat. So we're at
what's the difference between a plutocrat and an oligarch?
Technically, plutocrats can be oligarchs, because oligarchy is just a system where a small group of people control the government. So, for example, an aristocracy, like in Britain in the 1500s, that's an oligarchy. The United States, in our current time, where we have billionaires and that kind of are able to influence things through quiet donations, through, like, shadow corporations and bump corporations or whatever, or, like, like those, like, companies that don't do anything but funnel money into stuff.
Yeah.
Those are plutocrats, but they're also oligarchic plutocrats.
Okay.
And that's honestly for one reason. You can blame this one case in the 1970s that went to the Supreme Court, and it's Citizens United. For beginning, the ability to... Political donations aren't paid for in America by public funds. They're paid for by private donorship. And then... so there was a case before Citizens that you can do it up to like $2,500. Citizens United made it so you can donate however much you want. And there's where the influence lies.
Yeah.
And Reagan did a thing where he deregulated the television industry for news and said, you can put whatever you want on the news and it doesn't have to be fact.
Yeah.
And that didn't exist in America until the early 80s. And that's also when we see things like CNN and Fox News. So the cable networks having their own spin of it. Who owns the cable networks? Millionaires and billionaires who probably have an interest in not being taxed on their income. I'm not saying that this is the history of America. We're a country of no class consciousness because we're all told that we're a middle class country and everyone's middle class, even if you're so poor you have to eat dog food, or you're so rich that your yacht needs a third yacht to sit on that yacht.
Sheesh. Yeah.
And but our mythology is that you have the possibility to make it if you want. I was listening to a podcast yesterday that explains the mentality of money. So in other countries, their classes have distinct identifiers. Like if you're a low-class, working-class person in Britain, for example, you speak a certain way, you hang out a certain way, you dress a certain way. If you enter another class, they know where you fucking came from. Yeah. In America, we don't have that. It doesn't exist.
I feel like it's the same shit.
It is the same shit, but we don't put a label on it. We don't put a label on it because we don't want that to be known.
Yeah.
The last 200...
I mean, we do, though, right? We call each other blue collar, white collar.
Yeah.
They're middle,
but here's
lower middle class is,
right.
always...
But here's the thing is that... Can I talk a little bit about the mentality of how people approach money?
Yeah.
And this really is, like, the true thing. There's this guy in the So, a great book to read for you would be, I think you'd love it, is, do you know Alexis de Tocqueville? He's the guy who wrote Democracy in America. He made a quote that said, America is going to be one of the most miserable countries to live in the world because these people do not know where they come from and they don't have an idea of where they belong because they don't have a class. It's so freeing that it makes you miserable.
Wow. I feel like I kind of disagree with him.
I agree. There's parts where I see it and I want to read it for myself. I'm going to hop on Gutenberg and like rip a copy, but like the reason that
I think people know. I think people 100% know, like, if they're making it, if they're poor, if they're rich, and like,
right.
I don't think it's that people don't assign themselves a class. I think it's that like we've been kind of conditioned to like feel like even if you're a part of a certain class, I mean, maybe not for everybody, but like you are still equal to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's the social equality, but that's right now being ripped apart from us because we're losing our suffrage rights.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you live in a city where you don't have a car, you just take a bus. Why the fuck would you have a driver's license? If they put in a voter registered ID law, how the fuck are you going to vote? You just lost your right to vote because you don't have an ID.
Well, they got voter ID laws in like Mexico, I think Canada.
Right.
I don't think the problem is getting an ID. I think it's the requirements for that ID.
That's the problem, is that there's a process to keep it in place. And that existed in Jim Crow. And that's been used to control the voting population. Yeah. But I want to go back into this.
That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean, though. It's like, I think people are misunderstanding the point. It's not that it's wrong to show your ID because I could go to Wyoming and say I'm you.
Right.
And nobody will they'll be like, "Are you really nigga?"
Right.
But it's like certain states have these very like, I don't know why in Maryland, when I have to get my license, they ask for like two like utility bills.
Yeah, because they want the proof that you live at that address. That's here. That's here too.
Like,
I don't either. I have to bring in like credit card. Like, hey, we're offering you a credit card. It's like, here's your fucking thing. I don't pay utilities, but here's proof I live here.
It's very dumb. Yeah, but but I think I think that's what people should focus on. I don't think it's that like it's wrong because
that the bar is set high to get those things in the first place, like higher than it should be.
Much too high. Because even to get a job, you need an ID.
Yep.
You know.
To get a job, you need an address. How the fuck are homeless people supposed to get jobs then? How the fuck are they supposed to get off their feet? That's a big problem.
Yeah.
That's why, I like the Swedish system where it's like, what we do, we house them in cheap little 1-bedroom, like, kind of units. They have a permanent address. We work to get them off the drugs or give them something so they can operate. They get a job, they can move out, and then they can be a part of society. What do we do in America? It just became illegal in LA to be homeless.
I mean, they got a big problem.
Oh, I know.
It's like, and I think America gets a bad rep for this, but like, if you're homeless, you can get a house. Like, you can get on Section 8, and get your you can get unemployment. You could go on for a couple months, but you just have to prove to a social worker that you're applying for jobs.
Yeah.
I think the problem is we have a lot of like very like severely mentally ill people.
Absolutely. Like that, you can thank Reagan for that, man. He closed all of the mental health facilities, and where do you think all the homeless came from? Especially in California. California was a great place to live before he was the fucking governor. To quote someone, this is a great quote I love. Ronald Reagan, he cut the rows of Californian welfare, and so now everyone is suffering unless you're a rich person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's like in California.
It depends, because it's very stratified. I lived behind the orange curtain. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, it means I lived in the most conservative place in California.
Yeah? Where is that?
Orange County.
Oh, okay. I lived in Inglewood, I think.
Oh, there you go. So that's kind of that's the LA area. It's a predominantly black neighborhood, but that was a black middle class neighborhood until the drugs came in, and they fucked and that fucked it up. And I'll be honest, that's some COINTELPRO shit right there. Yeah. That's been proven.
I've never looked into it. I just heard about on the Boondocks and shit.
Oh, dude, you want to read the most amazing ride? Learn about the drug history in America, man. You learn things like from The Godfather, like shit from The Godfather is actually historical. You learn shit that like these like the CIA are pumping cocaine into the neighborhoods. They were, because they were working with the fucking people in like Pablo Escobar. All that shit's real. We think it's fantasy, but that's a fact to where we are today. We have mental health problems, and we have drug problems that feed into that mental health problem, which is why people are stuck on the streets. You want to solve their thing? Get a social worker to get them in a place, get them off the stuff, or what Portugal does is great.
A lot of times they don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
It's like in D.C., like if you go to Union Station in D.C. at like nighttime, take the last train,
right?
You'll see there are people out there who are representatives from like homeless shelters and stuff trying to round people up. Like, we can get you food, we can get you shelter, but they don't want to go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
well, it's like it's like taking a dog that's been kicked too many times in the head. You think that dog's gonna want a fucking big pet? No.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what could you do if they don't want to go? Then
if they don't want help, they don't want help. I agree.
But it's a lot. Like,
that's sad.
Even when there's snowstorms out here, not in Maryland, but like in DC, they'll like tell the homeless people like, we have shelters with heat, like come. But so many homeless people are like, nah, this is my spot. I'm not gonna leave. So
because that's their home, man. They're free as long as they got a needle in their arm or they're smoking whatever. They're fine.
That's what I mean. It's real tough. It's not just like I feel like, again, like we get a bad rap because it's not just like a dog eat dog kind of situation.
No, people are trying to help. Yeah, it's proof. The problem is that there's so little trust in these institutions.
Yeah, but a lot of them are private too.
Yeah,
the government.
I agree, and you're right.
Contract out.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if they don't trust the institution, it doesn't matter if it's a business or the government. It's an institution. Yeah. And let's be honest, once something becomes institutionalized, then it typically turns to shit.
Yeah, I don't think the government knows how to manage much.
Well, there you go. You want to? And my take as someone who's a left-leaning person is that
Yeah,
it's the corruption from both money and personal empowerment. It's not just like the center-left idea and the right idea is that the right would say, "Oh, it's the government that is corrupt." The center-left would say it's corporations that are corrupt only. They're both fucking corrupt, and they have grown together into a nasty-ass tree.
But it's people too.
Yeah,
That's why
it's individuals.
I don't like it. It's exactly all of this is, us.
Yeah,
It's not just
But that's why That's why it's a person's civic responsibility to give some time to say, I need to sit down and learn the facts. The problem is, too fucking busy trying to struggle.
Also, it can be boring.
It is fucking boring. You know how I like reading dry ass academic texts and shit.
Yeah,
and even then, I'm like, I need a fucking break.
Yeah.
Like
I love, I don't know, since I was a kid, I kind of fuck watching C-SPAN and shit. But then, whenever I be with my friends, or if I send them, a debate, sometimes I like watching, 2 hour debates. They'd be like, what the fuck are you
yeah.
So, I gotta chill with them.
Absolutely. And I 100% agree. I love debates. I love, talking about this shit, which is why I love talking with someone like you, because it's this is fucking fun. But then, who the fuck's going to be interested in listening to this is the question.
Yeah. That's why I think, I am a proponent of giving people more freedom and more risk.
Yeah.
Because it's I don't think people will be interested in the nitty-gritty of politics until, it's directly, related to them. So, for example, let's say, if you want to open a restaurant, your local health authority will give you a shit ton of guidelines. The zoning, authorities will tell you can't open it here, you can't open it here, you can't do it.
Right.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it's very hard for someone
to start a business
to start a business, because it's so much money just on the paper.
That's what I'm saying. Is that it takes money to get started, and it takes at least, especially for a restaurant, it takes 5 years to be saying you have stability.
To get profitable, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's so many loopholes, but I think that those loopholes are obviously there for a reason, right? For safety. But they're typically not very effective.
That's why I'm not pro regulation, man. In some things.
Yeah.
I'm pro regulation in let's not pollute our environment. That's a good regulation to have. But you have to follow this guideline for this restaurant. It's dude, I have eaten at places that would get shut down like this in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Hole in the wall. They're built into a fucking train track sort of deals.
Facts.
And it's fucking delicious. But the health health codes in America would be closed.
Yeah.
And that's the same with housing. It's the same with housing. Why is housing so expensive in America? Because there's so many regulations to build houses. Maybe
that really fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
DC is the gentrification. I of course I don't like people getting kicked out of their homes.
Right.
But I had to move from my old neighborhood, Maryland, because they were gentrifying so heavy in DC because they have some stupid fucking rule that you can't build your building taller than the Washington.
That's exactly it here, man.
It's crazy. It's not
that's a dumb rule.
Functional. It's not functional. It's not security related.
No.
Everyone thinks it's security related. It's visual.
It's a visual thing because they want it to look nice. And
and it looks nice.
I get I get the aesthetic. That makes sense on an artistic level. But art is not supposed to overtake functional. It's safer for people to live in a place.
Exactly. That's still beautiful. You can still go there.
Wyoming has that same rule, man. In the entire
state, take out the brick.
There is no building that's allowed to be higher than the state capitol building of Wyoming, which is literally a mile walk away from my house.
Yeah, very stupid. But Wyoming, they don't got a lot.
No, I agree. But think about it. They'd be able to build taller apartments, so more people could have cheaper
Yeah.
homes out here if that was the case. They could get more businesses to come here because this is a business friendly state. This is
Yeah.
one of, if not the most business friendly state in the country. I bet you the reason people don't come out here is because one, it's in the middle of nowhere, there's no infrastructure, and two,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to build a building that's taller than 100 feet high.
It's very dumb. Like I moved out of my neighborhood because a lot of people from DC,
Yeah.
was getting kicked out. So they
Right.
started moving to my neighborhood. And bruh, like I remember one day I woke up and I saw like a 10, 11 person brawl like outside of my window. I'm like, shit,
Right.
like I feel bad, because the reason why, and they look like they're like at least younger than me.
Right. Right.
They probably got shit going on. I don't want to see that shit.
I get
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. You want things to
I
be
don't-
calm and orderly and chill. I
Yeah.
totally get that.
and all that, it's probably because they got a lot of stress in the family and finances probably
Right.
nuts. But all that could be fucking like most of that could be if they just let people do what they want.
Okay. Here's my philosophy on that, and this is very libertarian. Let people do whatever the fuck they want as long as they don't hurt another person or their other person's rights. That's
what I mean.
That's
Exactly.
There you go. That's the libertarian side, and I've always been that. It's just economically, I'm like, maybe give people who work there a little bit more of a control, even it out. It's all about balance.
I don't agree with that. I feel like business should be kind of akin to art in the sense that, of course, if you're forcing someone to do something like intimidation or whatever, you need to shut that shit down.
Right.
But like, it would be near impossible to compete with, like, let's say Walmart was selling banana like 50 cents a pound. I think that's pretty cheap.
That would be very cheap.
Right? If you're selling the same bananas, your small business, 49 cents a pound, they could match you.
Yep.
Real fucking easy.
Yep.
But the point would be, like, don't try to get in the space that Walmart.
Right. No, and
Like
that's the thing is that those places don't exist anymore because they can't. It's just the competition's too heavy, and you try and create new industries.
It's like, I think it's wrong to like phrase it in that sense because there's still competition,
Right.
but the competition can't be like we both are selling Chiquita bananas,
Right.
and we just get into this price war. It should be like, maybe, I don't know, make a fucking new strain of bananas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have like, or some like nicer, I don't know, nicer variation. I don't know about variation.
That's like the
So
Whole
bad.
Foods approach then.
Yeah, innovate.
Yeah, but then like, who has the money to shop at Whole Foods if you're working at the Walmart where all the jobs are?
Exactly, but you gotta start from somewhere.
I know, I agree. And that's the problem is that it's the lack of opportunity because these things have been so like set in their ways.
Yeah.
I think there's a need for a shakeup. Now, my what I would recommend is clearly not what you would recommend, but we can both agree that there needs to be a shakeup.
I think the shakeup should come from deregulating, making sure, of course, that no force or intimidation is used against any business.
Right.
I think that's the danger.
Yeah.
When it comes to like climate change, fucking tax card. What the hell? It's affecting me. It's affecting you. It's affecting everybody.
Absolutely.
But understand that tax carbon, consumers are going to pay it. It's not the corporations are not paying. All taxes go to you. So it's like,
Well,
I
agree, but there's also things we could tax that are untaxed at this time. Investments, like net worth.
Yeah.
Like here's something that I think is very poignant. It's that, like, when they said if you tax the investments, I don't know who it was, but it was one of the mega billionaires. They're like, I'd have to sell up a lot of my stock and things to be able to pay the taxes. And I thought, that's a good thing because that demonopolizes it.
Yeah, but that would hurt below him. It would hurt the middle class.
There is no.
If I see
the middle class right now is more so, it's white collar jobs, right? But that's really the working class, because the whole mentality towards there's money is, if I keep the straight and narrow and right, I don't do drugs, I go to college, I follow the plan, it's going to work out. But that thing has been shifted because there was a betrayal of the middle class with 2008.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like,
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They had to save the country's economy, but they could have done it in a much better way.
Like what?
Well, instead of doing what was the name of it? The banking regulation laws. They could have just reinstated Glass-Steagall, and that would have made it a lot more equal, because you would have separated banking of finance and banking from people having a bank to store their money.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, if people didn't, I actually don't know a lot about this, so I can't.
Oh, don't worry, man. I'm like I have a passing interest. I'm not an expert, but and we are seeing the effects of that still to this day, because a lot of people were scared. They took out all their money from their various investments and their 401ks. And then the people who still had the money, like let's say you and I were like people in our mid 40s in 2008, right? And we both decided, fuck it, I'm going to keep my 401k in. I'm not going to withdraw from my investments. I'm just let them grow. We're in a shaky time right now. We would be much better off economically than someone who pulled their money out, because now they lose all those savings they work for.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm just for consumer protection in that sense, and for giving people a...
but you won, though. In that sense, those people who pulled out early caused the prices of a lot of these stocks to go down. And those people that stayed and rode the wave and continued to buy benefited from that. Consumers benefit. You benefit when someone loses.
No, I absolutely agree. But that just shifted the wealth to the people who were not so scared. Like the people who understood you need money to make more money, instead of if I work hard, I make money. Or if you're poor, the mentality of the poor is that money is completely random. That's why, like, talking about luck is so high. Why do you think the highest consumers of lotteries and going to the casino are typically people making $20,000 a year?
Oh, no, I completely understand that, but how else will they learn that lesson?
It's not about a lesson. It's about a mentality of understanding how money actually works. Money is just a fiat currency. It has no value other than what we put in it. Like, if I had $20 and let's say I burned it and just like let it go, or I paid bought 10 tickets in the lottery, what's the difference?
Oh, I mean, it's your trust in...
It's your trust in the system. And right now we have a severe lack of trust in the system, because people have been getting it raw for a long time now. And I would say since the 1980s was the beginning of it, and the culmination was the crash. And you talk about a need for balance, right? And I agree. But there is no balance. We have one party where we have socially liberal people, and we have one party where there's socially conservative people. But they both agree that it's important to get the people who pay their financing of their campaigns, keep them rich, so that we can be rich, so that when I retire, I can have investments. And that's corruption. And sweep that shit out. I'm not going to say it's going to get fixed immediately, but it's going to get a lot better than 40, 50 years down the road.
Yeah. I wonder. I haven't read into like social mobility.
Right.
So I want to. Yeah.
It's in America. I love that about America, is that we don't have that class structure, and you are allowed to be socially thing. This idea of the nouveau riche, right? The new rich versus the old rich. And typically the new rich has a lot more money than that. But also the new rich is developing a lot of ideas that are going back to like feudalism. Like, what is the true and this is what my libertarianism, and libertarianism was a left-leaning ideology. It was called mutualism. If you want to learn about the history of libertarianism, American libertarianism was just like, we're going to co-opt these ideas of social liberty, but fuck it, we're just going to have private property. If you want to go back to like...
Yeah. Well, I'm not so like drawn to the party, so...
No, I get it. But American libertarianism is like it's a diseased mutant little bastard of what libertarianism was.
Yeah.
And I could recommend these
why
ideas.
Why can't it be an evolution of it?
because the problem is that eventually that liberty is going to be taken away when there's one. Okay, let's say libertarianism of the right wing happens, right? We deregulate everything. The state is extremely small, and so on. Who's to say that you don't get company towns again, where you're not even being paid in currency, you're being paid in town bucks, so you can't even leave the town because you have nothing in the thing. And
that's town bucks.
Yeah, so if you have company towns, so
that's crazy.
So
getting paid in Trident layers.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm getting paid in Amazon cash, so I can't buy at the regular store. I have to buy at the Amazon store. It's like that. You ever watch that South Park episode where it's like the Marxism versus Jeff Bezos, who's an alien? And that's the perfect example of it. That's great because you're seeing the evolution of Matt and Trey from their American libertarians initially, but now they realize, oh fuck, that led us to where we are now. Basically, American libertarianism, my friend, is feudalism. It's someone owns it, and it doesn't matter if it's through their blood, which was aristocratic feudalism, or let's call it plutocratic feudalism. Plutocratic feudalism means I own everything, and I don't have to give you real currency, so I can just pay you in this, and you can live off my generosity as you're my serfs.
Well, as your work, you know. But that's what I mean. Like,
but work isn't becoming important anymore. It's everything is becoming mechanized, right? And
that's everything. Everything.
Right.
Everything gets.
What are you going to do then with like the billions of people who now don't have work to do?
What are billions?
Yeah, because eventually, like, what's the largest employer in the country? It's truck driving. That's going to be automated in 10 years when self-driving cars is doing. Then you have 25, 30 million people who are out of work. That's a lot of people. The situation, like, we can look at what happened to the industrialized Midwest.
Is it 30 million people?
I would look it up, but it's one of the largest employed groups in the country is shipping.
How many truckers
exist in America?
3.5 million.
That's a lot of people. That's more than Walmart has.
Yeah, Walmart but I don't think it's going to be like an on and off switch.
Yeah.
I venture it'll be like, slowly. Because there's not a lot of trust in self-driving cars, especially the size of a truck.
I know. I agree. But it's going to get better. And it's going to become more efficient. Like, the idea of AI. There's going to be AI that's going to be thinking at human level intelligence by 2040. That's not that far off in terms of time scale.
But that's different. I like. It's funny you mentioned the AI thing, but I just finished the data science boot camp, and we were learning about the training AIs and machine learning.
Right.
I think it's very overblown. This like fear of AI, and
right.
I hesitate to like say human level intelligence because the way that they're coded, the way that they like quote unquote think is not the same way. They don't create.
It's very mechanical. It lacks.
Yeah.
It lacks the power we have with our Neolithic brains from like 50 million years ago. I agree. But here's the thing: is when is the level of okay. Let me first address that, and then I want to bring.
When does it stop?
Point. Like
when?
No. It's when will the jobs replace the people? Like, for example, accountants. AI will absolutely be able to do those jobs, and that's a very large portion of people who do that work as a solid middle class position. That's why I didn't study that, even though my dad was an accountant, because I knew.
How do you compete?
How do you compete?
Let's say if you wanted to open up an accounting firm. How are you to compete with H&R Block and all those big companies unless you create a system in which you can more efficiently account people's money?
Right? Absolutely.
And if you create a piece of software, just like H&R Block did, right?
Yeah.
Right? That can even quicker than the IRS get your taxes ready, or more than just your taxes, but you know what I'm saying? You're in a position where you can actually compete with these large companies.
Absolutely. But
and if you
are the systems that be going to allow that thing to happen?
They have no control over it, because if your idea is good enough, you're gonna like, and you don't want to sell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're gonna make it.
Well, that's the thing, is that like, I heard a great thing just this day listening to a podcast, and it was about like this idea of Marx. And everyone gets Marx wrong. Marx thought capitalism was awesome. He thought it was like, this is way fucking better than what was before. And everyone's lives have gotten a lot better because of it. And
but he thought like the workers should have.
Well, no, it's his philosophy was that not the workers should have it. It was that the workers were the means of production because everyone was done because of the workers. Let's say 150 years ago, all the workers around the world said, fuck it, we're not working. That would have collapsed the whole system.
Well, that would never happen because that just never happened.
It's never happened because there's no class consciousness. And that's what the last 200 years have been, is that...
But on top of that, workers are not some sort of single collective.
No, they're not. There's so many different frameworks of thinking. Like, and that's like what I was going to get to the point of before we switch to a different like avenue of it, is that like what happened to the Midwest where it was all industrialized. They lost all of their jobs and their towns emptied, and now there's an opioid crisis, so everyone's died. And they're like, all right, just take painkillers until you OD. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up.
And that's the same situation. It's what's going to happen in everywhere. And let's say, okay, let's like climate change happens. The entire eastern and western seaboard gets flooded. Where are they going to move to? They're going to move to these rural communities, and those rural people are going to be pushed out. Like an average house.
Will they? Or
oh, absolutely.
Because if you're in the rural community and climate change has affected the eastern and western seaboard, your housing prices are going to shoot the fuck up.
Yeah.
You got to make bread.
Yeah, but then where are you going to find a place to think? How farther out are you going to be in making money?
Well, you can either stay where you are.
Right.
You could maybe rent your space, or you could leave. Maybe you don't want to be around.
But how pissed off are they going to be because they already feel like they've been pushed out of the equation?
Well, they won't, because like it's voluntary. You don't have to sell your house.
Right. I agree.
But if I say, Nick, I'm going to give you $1 million for your house because mine just got flooded, you're going to say, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. But where are you going to go now that space is taken?
Your choice.
That's true.
Maybe if you want to go deeper in the Midwest, you can go anywhere with $1 million. But if you don't want to sell, you could refinance your house, get the specific terms of that. But if your house is worth more than what you paid for,
right,
you can pull from the value and just pay like 3% interest on it or something.
And that's the thing, is like, I would say if that was the situation, well, shit, invest in something and let that shit grow, because then you're going to be wealthy. Then you can be a hermit out in the woods because you have all your needs met. And that's great.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's great. But then you probably are going to be unable to like vote for the things you want to vote for, because then all these spaces are being overtaken by these new people moving in. And
but it's their country too.
Yeah, and I agree. And like that's the whole thing, is like there's this clash of these city people. Even now, like Californians are sweeping out of California because like cost and
it's expensive as shit.
Yeah, it is. And also the environment's fucking breaking down there. Like I can't go outside I literally was outside for 20 minutes driving my brother home, and the wildfires have affected the air quality here, and my lungs are hurting
all the way there.
All the way there. And I'm not going to get through this until it finishes, which means I have to wait probably a month or two until I can go outside again. But luckily I'm getting some masks that deal with air pollution, so I can walk outside. But
yeah, that's so crazy.
But there's the thing, is that there's going to be it's always a clash of different interests. I bet you that there's going to be a spin that these people are coming in and they're going to buy you out. And it's like, but they're going to take away your way of life, because they're going to bring their own ways to it. And
but your way of life, if it's predicated on like the way your like community operates,
right,
I don't know if you're entitled to it, because the community is constantly evolving.
True.
Some racists could make the argument that like, we shouldn't bring in refugees from XYZ country because their culture will affect my way of life, which it will. Maybe not in a good way, maybe not in a bad way, but it will.
Right. But that's cultural evolution to me, and that's not bad. But then to someone who's like,
isn't it not cultural evolution? If I have a different in the DC metro area,
I said, did you hear revolution or evolution?
Evolution.
Yeah, evolution.
But those people buying you out, they could say the same thing.
Right.
I'm from Miami. My house got flooded. I'm moving to. I almost said Montana,
Yeah,
Wyoming.
right, right,
They're bringing their culture from
right.
Miami.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
because they have a lot, because they have a lot of money, I think that they'll be demonized.
That's a strong
Yeah,
possibility. Yeah. It's these are tough questions, and both of us can agree to
yeah.
that. I just,
But I
I just,
love talking about it.
I just think it's important to talk about it and to be
Yeah,
civil. Like the fact that we have different views on these things that usually makes people like get into fist fights, and we're just like chill
yeah.
about it. It's like what?
That's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really the problem. Like, I hope we can get to a point where it's like you can disagree, and it's not a big deal. Like, who
Right?
cares?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, we all like our ultimate goal is to have everybody kind of
Well,
be
which is
happy,
yeah,
you know,
and
live the
be
life
kind of
they
taken
want.
care of. It's like
Yeah,
maybe the job pays enough for that, or maybe there's a little help that comes from other people. That's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
If we can get back to that, I think that'll solve a lot of problems that we have right now.
yeah.
Because
I hope so.
then we can focus on the real shit.
Yeah. What's the real shit?
Well, the real
Anime.
shit.
Like
Maybe it's like
that's
then we
fine.
can get into the real important fight. It's like what's a better
Yeah.
series, Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill?
Oh, I never liked Kill la Kill.
Oh, that's funny. I thought Kill la Kill was okay, but I like Gurren Lagann better.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, same. I don't know. I watched. What a fucking segue.
Right.
But I watched Kill la Kill. I think I was in high school when it came out.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. I wasn't so like hot about. I don't mind anime having sexuality in anything, but I feel like it was like shoved into my face every fucking scene.
I agree.
Like
100%.
Yeah.
I see it as so cringe. Like I loved that shit when I was younger. It's like, oh fuck, this is making me excited because I'm a red-blooded young person. And now it's just like,
yeah.
can you just make a fucking
Like,
good story with interesting characters and not sexualize them all the fucking time? Like I get it, Japan. Tits are nice, ass is nice, but seriously, can't they have like a fucking personality other than they fall on the main character, and their jubilees aren't flying all over the face?
Yeah. I mean, I like that, but like every fucking 2 seconds, like
yeah, not like it's an entire series premise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, okay, after this, I'm gonna absolutely send you the most ridiculous fucking anime ever. And I'm
Boku no Pico.
Oh no, I'm not gonna traumatize people. I'm not doing like the 2 girls 1 cup version of anime, but like, no, like, there's a series called Aiken, and the whole premise is, look it up, look up the main characters, and you will see it is the most stereotypical anime ever.
Oh my god, this was like it's from 2006.
God,
you
looking at the pictures?
God damn!
I know, right? Fucking wild.
Jesus.
Damn near, and all of those characters are under 18.
Damn.
And it's a harem thing about this one guy who likes the redheaded one, but it's not the redheaded one with the small, but the big, and I know you should probably look at the pictures like, fuck.
This is nuts.
Dude, that was a manga that ran for like 7 years. They made 5 episodes.
It's good.
Yeah. And I read it and I was like, this is the most, it was like, I was 15, so it was like perfect series to read then. But like, looking back, I was like, this is a little cringy.
Yeah. So it's times. It's probably, what is it, like 05, 06, something like that?
Probably. Around right then.
It looks like it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like crazy. Any anime you're watching right now? Anything you're in the scene?
Oh, what am I watching now?
Because I need to hop back on. I was back into it and then I stopped.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. Like, I've been super busy, especially with this the data science bootcamp, that I haven't been entertaining myself. Besides, like, I'll be like working like 12 hours a day.
Shit.
And then Friday, Saturday, I would just be going out. Like, I just let it out. But then, that's not good for me.
Right. No, I get
But
that, but like, like, life takes a precedence over sitting on your couch and watching cartoons.
yeah, yeah. But I miss it.
Absolutely.
I watched Tokyo Revengers, the first 2 episodes.
Oh, how was it? I hear good things.
Um, first 2 episodes were good. The opening is really good. I
It's a
like
banger,
official Hige Dande.
right?
They're how many years have they been around? They're never gonna leave.
They have stay
What else I
power.
watched?
These
Yeah,
people
they
who make
really
the
do. That's
anime
rare.
music, they know they got money because they're like
Yeah,
they're gonna
they're here
keep
for
paying
life.
my ass. Look at Lisa. That woman has
Oh
been working
yeah,
now for like 10 plus years on like intros
yeah,
and outros, and she's still making the fat stacks.
yeah.
She
She's
just
still top dog.
yeah,
Like
dude.
if Lisa's doing your opening, your anime's about to be a
It's gonna
hit.
be bomb, dude. It's gonna be
So yeah.
on point.
Um, what else am I fucking watch?
I'm planning on getting into what's it called? Mrs. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid or whatever because
Oh,
I watched the first season. I know it's airing now. Also, I want to watch it because it's the first one Kyoto Animation's made since the fire thing. I feel
yeah,
like I have to
yeah.
honor that because it's like, oh, that was fucking tragic.
I I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list.
For
Um,
sure.
but it looks good. It reminds me of like when I was in like middle high school. I used to love that like moe shit.
Yeah,
That was my shit, man.
I totally
K-On!
get that,
So
man. Totally
good.
get that.
It gives me those vibes.
It very much so is a moe series. But you want to know the guy who makes that? The artist who
Who?
made that manga?
Yeah.
Started as a porn manga artist.
Wow.
There you go.
You could really start from there. Same with the guy who did Doctor Stone.
Yep, there you go. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. There's so like it's crazy how much the transition of like porn artists to making like proper series in Japan. It's like it has become so big and so
Yeah.
influential. It's like crazy. Oh, I'm probably also gonna
Yeah,
watch
man.
some more of that Reincarnated as a Slime because I've been really loving that series.
Ah,
That's
I heard it
doing.
was good. I've never seen it.
Oh,
but
it's fuck,
I heard
dude,
it's
you'll love it. It's fucking
yeah.
awesome. It's great.
On my list, what else was it? Slime. Oh my god. Okay. Konosuba. I've never seen that.
What? You've never seen Konosuba?
No, I've never seen
Dude.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Konosuba is like if you take a reincarnation isekai and you put
Yeah.
like if you added like the humor feelings of Seinfeld to an anime.
Oh,
Dude,
who's
it's
jealous?
that is one of my favorite series, and I'm sad that they're not making new
Really?
shit. It's really good.
Is it complete?
I mean, it's not complete, but like, I mean, they have put out a lot of content. Even if you just have Crunchyroll, you can watch some of the movies, you can watch some of the other stuff. That shit's, dude, it's great.
Damn, yeah, I'm gonna watch that definitely.
Yeah, dude, it'll be a good
Um,
time. You will have fun.
Yeah, it's been so long since I like binged the show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think the last time like I really dove into an anime was probably like last year,
Right.
during quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it was great. Like working from home,
Right.
I would be like, they give us some the iPads,
Right.
like, bro, I would just like I'll be ready for class, and then like if no one shows up, I got my TV right to the left of me, and I'm just ready.
Dude, it's exactly how I set it up. What I would do is like
Yeah.
I have like my little floor desk, and I'd be against the wall so no one could see my room because it was like even be
Yeah.
messy or something. I'm in like pajama pants and then like my suit top, and I would not sit up and not stand up. I'd
Yeah.
be sneaky about getting off to the side. And TV's here. I got my Switch right there, just ready to get on, get some games on. And oh my god,
That's how I beat Spider-Man and Death Stranding.
nice.
It would just
Nice.
be under the table's the controller, and I'm ready. I'm
Kind
prepared.
of just like chilling down there. Nice.
And like my students would be like, "How's your day?" Blah, and then we'd all be at home, so we'd be geeking. Like, they'd be like, "Oh, what'd you do? What did you do for fun? Or what did you do today?" And I just pull out the controller. I was like, "Oh, it was this," and then they would do the same thing. They'd be like, "Me too."
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that
that's
was good
why.
though.
That's like the one thing I would have liked about working in Tokyo with that, because I totally know I would have gotten some like mid-20s people who would have been like, yeah, we like video games, we like this, we like
Yeah,
going out. Yeah, but I was with like a
even the
lot of
older
professional
people, like
people. Yeah.
the older people, they're really with the shits. Like
Right.
I, again, like I really miss like the students.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
they were all so nice and like, especially my kids, bro.
Yeah.
When I first came, it was like that was like the thing that I was most concerned about, like
Right.
whether or not I could like do it. But it's like they like just latch on to, like
There you
I wish I
go.
could see them. I wish I could say what's up. Um, guys, they made it very very bearable
Yeah.
in the best way. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I totally get that.
yeah.
Loved the students. Coworkers were chill too.
2022 though, huh?
Yeah. I say coworkers are chill too.
Yeah, yeah. I had some real good coworkers. I still talk to them. Yeah,
Nice. Me too, man.
yeah,
Once in a while.
yeah.
Reach out.
We be doing our monthly phone calls.
That's sick, man. I'm happy to hear
Yeah.
that. Very
2022
nice.
though, I'm about to be out there.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to live there again. Um, but I think that it would have to be like a different kind of job. Like I enjoyed teaching English,
Right.
but I knew like the main concern for me was like I didn't mind working that hard,
Right.
and like and of course it depends where you are.
Mhm.
Not every place is the same.
Yeah.
Even I was talking to people who did jet, and they were telling me like, and I worked. Um, they were telling me like every location, they have some saying, every location is different or something like that.
Right.
But it's like if I work that hard, I want to make sure it's like that's what I love doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
And it really like I didn't really feel like I was to the bone because I could see my coworkers.
Right.
They were worked to the bone.
Yeah.
Like I was working to the white meat showed, but not to the bone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally get that, man.
but yeah,
And I'm the same way. It would have to be. It would have to be on my terms. I would be even stronger in saying like I'd have to be like start my own business over there,
yeah,
or like, let's say I win the lottery. Okay, I get a house there, and like then I just work on my streaming, and then that'd be my income or something while I live off of savings.
yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah, but not in Tokyo again. I'm tired of Kanto. I'm tired of Eastern Japan. I want to party up in like
What?
Osaka.
I gotta go to Tokyo, man.
Really?
Kokubunji, man. That's my area.
That's your
I
jam?
love Kokubunji.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd have to go Osaka. I listen, Eastern Japan's great. Love it.
yeah,
A lot of food, a lot of experiences. I've lived there in that vicinity now for a long time, and that's where I've always been and been centered in.
yeah.
I want to live in a different place if I were to go back there.
Yeah, of course. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so cool in Osaka too. Like when I went there on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
like they're more friendly like than Americans. Like, and I feel like Americans. Well, again, we get a bad rep, but Americans are friendly as shit.
And we're
Like,
polite too. We're fucking
Yeah.
polite to people. Like we're not gonna be
But
dicks.
they will come up and like they'll just be like, "Yo, what's up? Where you from?" Blah blah blah.
That's
They have a whole
exactly it. I
conversation.
love the vibe,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That you don't get that in Tokyo. Everyone's like, "Fuck, I'm busy, so I have to rush," which is like,
But
I
like that about
understand
Tokyo,
that.
too. Yeah,
I
I
understand
like
that.
people mind their business in Tokyo. Like,
Yeah, and that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then it's a little like if you don't speak the language and you don't have like a friend group, it's a little, shit.
isolating.
Yeah. Like, I'd be fine because I could just be like, yo, I speak Japanese. I'm not shitty at it. Like, let's chat. And they'd be like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, this is exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
But in Osaka, they'd come to you.
Exactly. They really are curious about like who you are, where you come from. Like, I completely understand why people are like so in love with Osaka because like
Yeah,
the people there are like they're special. Like they're on something different.
they are. The rest of Japan thinks they're different, which is why that's a cool place to go to because it is.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, man. So I got an anime to recommend to you. Okay.
Okay, all right. Let me know.
All
I'll
right.
put
All
it on my
right.
list.
All right. So it is called Odd Taxi. All one word.
Oh,
ODD.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Dude,
It's
don't
good.
look up any spoilers. Don't watch up any video. Watch the fucking anime. It's a
Yeah.
mystery noir.
Isn't it about like a walrus or something?
Yeah, so he's a walrus
I
who's a
think I saw
taxi
the
driver.
poster.
Fucking
Yeah.
amazing. The intro music is fucking fire. The outro music is surprisingly energetic. And the
Yeah.
story is so fun. When I watched the final episode, I think you saw my post. That was the one where I was like, I was like fucking shocked. I was like, my face when I finished that series, like,
Oh, man.
I was
I
like,
gotta watch it. Yeah.
that show has gotten me into watching mysteries. I actually just binged a mystery series with my mom yesterday. We're watching Lupin, the new one on the French
shit.
series.
The Netflix one?
Yeah. Fantastic.
I like the actor.
Oh, me
Black
too.
French guy?
Omar or Omar Sy. Dude's fucking
Yeah,
great.
I saw him in. I think his other notable work was The Untouchables.
There you go.
Untouchables. Sheesh, that movie was so good.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, I gotta watch. Now, so okay, my list now.
Right.
Konosuba,
Mm-hmm.
Slime.
Yeah.
I just wrote down Slime anime.
Just write slime isekai and you'd be good.
Yeah, Sunny Boy. I heard that was the hot shit, right? Well, it's like the low key hot shit right now.
Nice. Let's check it out.
Shirobako. That was like 2 years ago.
Shirabako's good.
Yeah, Nagi no Asakura.
Okay.
That was like 6 years ago or something. I feel like.
There you go.
I
I feel like Shirobako was made in 2015, man. I don't know.
Shirabako's 2015.
Yeah, dude. That show has existed for a while.
Wow, I remember like a lot of people gave it Anime of the Year.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff that's out there that I need to catch up on as well. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And it's exciting.
And what about games? You be playing games?
Man, no, I've just been reading a lot. I only
Yeah.
play games really hard, if I'm streaming, and I don't, it's if I don't have an audience, it's not that fun to play, because then it's just I'm playing quietly, and it's like, oh fuck, I have nothing to talk about. What do I do to fill in the space of?
Yeah.
That's the hard part about streaming initially. And then the second
The
one
dead
is,
air.
yeah. But once I'm working, fucking gaming for days. Because now I'm like, I need to de-stress because I went to my job. That's why I want work. So if I work, then I have more reason to play games. And if I play more games, I can just stream it while I'm playing those games. And you'll see a rise.
You got a car out there?
I just share a car with my mom for the most part. But she's planning on getting another one soon. And when I get to work, that'll incentivize her to get it. Because they keep sending us car loan rates. Even to me, I'm like, I don't have a fucking job, and you know it because there's no income coming in bank. Why the fuck you giving me a car loan?
Damn. Yeah, no, it's straight. I don't have a car either, because it's like, first I got to get my bread up.
For sure.
And second, in this area, it's like I'd have to pay $200 a month for parking.
Right.
150 to 150 for insurance. The gas is nuts, and there's so many trains.
There you go. You have public transit, man. I wish I had public transit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But insurance is expensive out here. Gas is, I think the cheapest place is $3.29, which I don't know how much is gas for you all right now.
I get it from Costco.
Yeah,
So
that's the same. We get ours from Sam's Club. Costco. We don't even have a Costco out here because since Costco sells booze, you're not allowed to sell booze with other things. So I have to literally drive 45 minutes down to the next city to go to Costco.
What?
Yeah.
That's why I don't. That's the kind of regulations that I'm not really fucking with.
Yep.
In Maryland,
I agree.
In my county, they have a monopoly on liquor. Every liquor store, besides some that were open since pre 70s or whatever, that were grandfathered in, has to be owned and operated by the county.
That sucks.
It's nuts. And the prices aren't that bad, but what if you want to open a liquor store? What the fuck are you gonna do?
I know.
And Costco, you can't sell liquor at Costco here.
There you go.
I have to go to the Costco in DC to get low price liquor.
That's fucking ridiculous. See,
Yeah.
and that's like, and I 100% agree. That's the regulation that I think is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, there's smart regulation and there's dumb regulation. There's smart
Yeah.
tax policy. There's dumb tax policy. And
True. Yeah.
it's just a matter of looking at what works and what should be working but isn't.
Yeah.
But I totally get that. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's nice because there's a lot of greenery around and like the air. Not today, obviously, not the next couple weeks, but usually fucking great. Like you come out here, this is good air. This is good country. This is good. Like it's nice.
Oh man, I love visiting the country. It's like I'll never forget my first time going to Yamagata.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Tokyo's not the air ain't that bad.
Right.
It's like it's the same as here.
Right.
But it was different. Like I can really take deep ass breath. Like
yeah,
it just feels fresh.
It like feels refreshing, and it's like you feel energetic and like, oh, that was good.
It's very crisp.
That is how it is most of the time here.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, but now it's just like, give me 30 minutes outside, and next day I'm gonna feel like I fucking smoked 12 cigarettes. That's how it's like my lungs hurt today. Like I got up and it's like, do I have fucking COVID? What the fuck just happened? And it's like,
you got
right.
You got an air purifier?
Not well. The problem is I have to drive the car with the window down because I think our AC is fucked up in the car. We have to take it to the dealership. Yeah. And
That's some shit.
Yeah, dude. It's a fucking bummer.
What about in the house though?
It's all right. If I stay in the house, give me a day and I'm gonna recover because I quit smoking. Because I was a cannabis connoisseur.
You quit smoking? I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, no, I quit smoking. And
Why'd you quit smoking?
Because I want to find a job and it's easier. Like I can fall asleep now. I usually just smoke to fall asleep, and now that I have I've passed through that mental hurdle and I don't have that energy and I'm being healthier, it's easy for me to pass out. So, but when I move back to California, if I move to Colorado, I'd take it back up. I just wouldn't do it as much.
Recreational.
Yeah. Because I like it. I don't like being stoned during the day. Only because it makes me lazy.
Because it makes you lazy?
Yeah, it's like when I get stoned, I'm like even too lazy. It's like oh fuck, I'm hungry, but I don't want to make something. And I'm even too lazy to hop in the car and go to the store or walk to the store. I'm like, I'll just pay for a DoorDash to pick up 3 pints of ice cream and some chips, and and I realized, oh fuck, I just spent $40 because I smoked weed.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that. And you trying to lose weight too?
Yeah, so it's that's a bad decision. Yeah, no, exactly. Until I get back to when I hit 200, and I'm 231, 232 right now. I started around 250.
That's real good.
252, so around 20 pounds. I gained a little bit today because my brother made this big ass Mexican meal. It was fucking delicious, but usually I don't eat that heavy of food anymore, man. But
it's okay, to treat yourself. It's like what you do, in total. It's like the sum of.
That's exactly it. But I worked out yesterday, and I do circuit training 3 times a week because I do have a ring fit, and I do intense heavy. Yeah. I'm working my ass off. When I finish working out after an hour, I look like I just swam. But there you go.
You work hard, man.
Yeah, and the problem is I haven't been able to walk a lot. Luckily, we have a treadmill, and I'm probably gonna hop on that after our call. Well, I'll make lunch, but yeah. And there you go.
I'm glad to hear that.
But it's good.
I like when I see really working hard on himself.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring.
Well, that's what I'm doing, man. And and I like giving that to people too. I've been getting a lot of the different stuff. I'm learning a lot about different religions. I'm learning about magic, but not fucking illusion, but you ever hear about stuff like high magic and stuff, like Aleister Crowley shit and that kind of noise. That shit's interesting, man. It's fucking cool. Yeah. But I haven't
it's not
started
illusions.
Yet. It's imagine meditation and so intense meditation that you attune yourself to something higher than yourself. That's what it is.
Ah. Have you ever meditated smack?
I tried once, and
Yeah.
it really doesn't help because it just makes you too my mind races when I'm stoned. And like normally when I'm sober, I'm in a meditative state because I don't really think about stuff. I just do things. Like during this entire call, I have not had a single thought.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm just so focused on you and what we're
Yeah.
doing, and that's how I apply it to my whole life. Like,
Oh, that's good then. That's good. Yeah.
yeah, and that's
Uh-huh.
just living in its mindfulness, right? And
Yeah.
imagine taking mindfulness and just building on that to be even more doing like stuff, like throwing your attention. Like, magic is. This is a whole other podcast. Like, I would recommend a different podcast for this because I'm just a baby when it comes to this shit. Like, shout outs to like someone like Damien Eccles or Jason Louv, Ultra Culture podcast for him. Fucking great. Learn about magic, talk about different pop. Duncan Trussell Family Hour. You ever watch The Midnight Gospel?
No, never heard of it.
Oh shit, it's great. You got Netflix?
What is it?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like so get the guy who made the art from Adventure Time to animate a psychedelic like emotional fucking spiritual ass series. Actually, here, let me do something. I'm gonna do something for you. I'm gonna show you a trailer, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna do some screen share. All right, we'll do that there, and there we go. All right, can you see my window? Okay, I'm gonna pull up it. There we go. Here.
Pornhub. What?
Shut up. Not cool, man. Not cool.
Midnight Gospel. Is it a cartoon with a kid wearing a hat?
You got it. I don't know why it's not picking up the audio, but
I can hear it.
You can hear it? Cool.
Yeah.
I cannot hear it. But that's great. And basically what it is it takes his podcast episodes and they animated it. The guy who did Adventure Time.
Oh, it's a podcast?
So it's a podcast that has been animated and added story to it.
Oh.
And so basically the whole premise is he's going into like this universe inside of a thing that's a machine that looks like a vagina. That it's fucking sick.
Like that.
And it's like fucking crazy ass music, and it talks about like it's really good. It's what started me off. This and BoJack Horseman and The Good Place these are the 3 series that helped me get over my dad's suicide, dude.
Oh yeah, I watched The Good Place.
That was a good series. I love that series. I mean, that's the guy who made it is the guy who like adapted The Office to America and also made like Parks and Recreation.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I think we need to simplify this.
Yeah, there we go. So, dude, you can binge like my recommendation. Smoke a good little bit of ganj. Plop on your couch, have some snacky poos, get you a drink so you don't have cotton mouth, and just watch this series. And like listen to it and watch. Let it just like don't turn off your phone, turn off your screens, put everything away, and focus on it because it is a fucking great time.
Wow. You know, one of the things is like I'm real grateful that like there's so much media available, but oh my god, there's so much media.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. A little too much.
Right, I put on my above or below. That's the question.
Right. Exactly.
Watching the show. Where does the show lie in your above Odd Taxi or below Odd?
Oh, that's a fucking hard question because those are two different. Like those are totally different realms of. Okay. I would say Odd Taxi is probably the sleeper hit of anime 2021.
Yeah.
And I have not seen any indication otherwise from like this season or the last season or the season before to say it won't be.
Yeah.
But yeah. Odd Taxi, great. This show is just a fantastic... It doesn't matter that it's a cartoon. It's just a fantastic series that I think anyone should watch.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah, dude. I think you'll tell me like watch the first episode and tell me what you think about it. And then if you like, and then if you just go down the rabbit hole, there's only 8 episodes, so it's like it's easy binge. It's easy binge.
Is it a lot? Is it a lot like Adventure Time?
Yeah, I mean the chief artist is Pendleton Ward. It was his first major gig after Adventure Time. He worked with the Duncan Trussell to make it, and like one of the guests is a guy whose podcast I listen to is like that. Duncan Trussell Family Hour, highly recommended as a podcast. You will learn a lot of different shit from a lot of different people.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I like how like personal creators, you know, see who's behind their ideas.
There you go. And that's why I like podcasting. Is like that's why I started the podcast. It's like, oh fuck, I want to do what he does, but with the people I know, you know.
Yeah.
And that includes you and any other guest beforehand.
Are you ever gonna do a vlog? You should do one.
Oh, a vlog? I should do vlogs. I have the tech. It's only a matter. I should do that for my YouTube channel, just like a 10-minute video every day. It's like, oh, here's what my day's been. Here's what I'm interested in. That'd be easy.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like, you know, you could show us. No, not many people know what's going on.
Yeah.
You could show.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I really should consider that as a thing. And it's funny you bring that up because other people have told me, yeah, you should just do vlogs too. And it's like, yeah, there's not much. It's not a lot of good work that goes into a vlog other than just talking about shit like in 10 minutes. So fair.
Also, you were talking about how like you don't know any people in Wyoming right now. It could be a great like stepping stone to start.
That's true.
I think in Tokyo, like one of the things that I use sparingly, I don't think enough. Like I should have used it more.
Right.
But I feel like I was just being a pussy. What was that app called? Meetup or something like that?
Oh yeah. Trust me, man. I've been using Meetup for like since 2013.
Yeah. Do they have like?
All of the ones are either for people who are in their 40s or I have to go to Fort Collins, the town I was telling you about with the. There's no group I'm interested in here for Meetup at all.
What about Facebook? They got some stuff.
There's not a lot going on in this. It's very boring. It's very boring.
You gotta get out of one.
I know what. I've been saying that for fucking for as long as I've been here, man.
Yeah. Where do you think you want to go? Where do you think you want to go to California?
Just move back to probably like my hometown, get into a place with some friends. Not to say like I want to be there forever, but it's like I'm planning on going back to graduate school to do clinical social work. I want to be a therapist.
Oh shit! Good luck.
Totally different life path, but it's totally like when you're talking to me, it's like I don't make you feel uncomfortable. I'm like just want to listen, right? I just like want to hear your perspective. And that's what it is. That's all therapy is. Yeah. But like we get down to deep like emotional shit, and that's and I like that because I feel like that connects me with the person. And if I can do that professionally, shit, man, there you go. Give me a year of my life, and I get to do that. Make like $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a thing, and I get to make my own hours. I could work like from like 9 to 4, and then I have the rest of the time to myself, maybe 4 or 5 times a week. That's what I want in my life. So I've always wanted that.
That's a good balance.
Yeah, and I can go anywhere with that because mental health is exploding everywhere. So, and kind of America is the leading authority on mental health at the moment because we're the ones that actually recognize it. Japan doesn't even think mental health exists, like mental diseases, which is why there's such a high suicide rate, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man, the pressure out there, that's the whole topic.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Wow, good luck with that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know one of my friends, I think she does some sort of therapy.
Right.
So, you know, I could definitely ask her if she got some advice.
Oh, for sure. I'm looking for places to study at that won't like kill me financially. I mean, like I'm down to take a loan, right? Or apply for some scholarships. But it's easier to look for a place where it's like it's a decent program without busting the bank. You know what I mean?
But you're technically you're out of state, right?
Yeah, at the moment. Technically, I'm not even in state because I don't have like any Wyoming. Like, my California license is still in effect until 2024, and I still haven't changed anything.
Oh, okay. So you're good.
Yeah. I just have to
Yeah.
change the address, and then they just
Yeah.
like, okay, here's a re-edit, and they'll send it
Yeah.
in 2 weeks. So
Yeah, do that.
not hard.
Because, it's like 30, 40K for out of state. It's crazy.
Yep. And I'm not looking to get
Yeah.
that debt on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Man. Big things. You got some big things planned.
Yeah, no, I know, man. The problem is that just like if I had the capital, I'd get started on it right away. Like if I won the lottery, and I'm not saying like that's like where I'm putting all my hopes and dreams, but if I did, first things first, get myself a car, buy a place, a couple different places, get my schooling done because fuck it, why not, right? Can't go to other countries, and then just travel the world for a year once COVID's over. Hey, Nate, I think your thing froze. Oh, there you go. There we go. Yeah, you crashed there for a second there, buddy. It's all good.
We good now.
Yeah. So yeah, I know I do. I got plans, man.
Well, where'd you go?
All right. So, anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to just chill with?
Nick.
Oh, you can't hear me? Let me try. So
Okay, now I hear.
okay, you go. Okay, cool. Okay, I hear you. Okay, got it. Cool.
Oh, okay.
All right, you're good. You're good on my end, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. So, anything else you want to talk about, dude?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, then I have something I always offer my guests, a divination reading, because that's what I do, like tarot, runes, I Ching, whatever, man. You want a reading? You want to see what destiny holds for you? Maybe a little warning of what's up?
Yeah, that sounds lit. I want that.
All right. Which one do you want, man? Or do you want more than one? Let me know.
What are the options?
Okay, let me pull them out for you. I just got to gather my materials. Usually I have them at the ready, but right now, obviously not so much. Okay. So first, basic bitch tarot. It's the one I've done the least, but I'm actually getting really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Very diverse, kind of focused for like small moment or any issue you want. Second is the I Ching. I use something a student gave me in Japan, and I do like coins and I throw them and I build up a hexagram, and it uses the oldest book of Chinese culture, which is fortune telling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like probably the most basic. Like if you want to learn about China, this is the thing to study. Why they're the way they are. Look at this book, as well as like both Taoist, like Lao Tzu and Confucius. The two big Chinese religions. They both say that's the most influential text there is.
What's it called again?
It's called the I Ching. I'll type it in the chat here for you. It's So this is what we would say in the West, but you can also write it the real Chinese way, where it's called the Book of Changes.
The Book of Changes. Okay.
And then the last one is kind of like for my like spirit path outside of Buddhism. So they're runes. So it's like ancient Germanic letters that you cast with different meanings.
Okay.
Kind of
Which
like
one? Like, what's the difference between them?
Okay.
Do they have different kinds of like outlooks or something?
Yeah. Tarot can be used for any big or small issue. Runes are kind of for like big overarching things. And then I Ching is supposed to deal with how you should act in society. So it really depends on what you want. Usually a lot of people go for tarot because it's the most like well-known and basic.
Let me get the I Ching.
Oh
I Ching.
shit! Oh fuck yeah, man! I'm happy to hear that.
Okay.
I'm super happy. All right, lucky it's easy me for to pull it up because like, I have the I Ching here. I just have it on my like Kindle and I have it pulled up on the other screen. So, all right. First, I have to lay out the mat out of respect for the book, you know, and the method.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, let me get my handy pencil here to mark your hexagram. So today is 9, 8. All right. So I used a method called the magic coin method. So you use 8 to just get a really quick thing instead of me throwing 3 coin, 3 coin, 3 coin, 3 coin, you know, which takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
So let's pull them out. So I use pennies with Abraham Lincoln's face on them. And then I just flip them over. Yeah. Keeping it real. All right. 4. Very good. Okay. I got your first one.
Okay.
All right, so the bottom part of your trigram is Earth.
Ooh.
So that's a solid
I
reading.
always thought I was an earthbender. No, I didn't. I always wanted to be an earthbender. I know I'm an airbender.
Yeah, me too, man. I get that.
Yeah.
But I respect the earthbenders. You ever look at like those like random ass posts on like airbender like talk like on like shit posts, and it's like your hand's structure shows what kind of bender you are. And I looked at it, I was like, fuck, I wanted to be an earthbender. I'm a fucking airbender. This is bullshit.
Earthbenders are just there's a lot of utility in earthbending.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially like if you learn how to metal bend too. Fuck, you're like gold,
yeah.
dude. You literally can get gold. You can pull that shit out of the ground.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so far. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Because I'm gonna die tomorrow.
No. It doesn't mean that, man. It's not that serious. Now I just have to find out what your changing line is, so I get the one that's a warning about it. So like what you should do to approach it. So I just got to do one more shuffle. That's why it's easy, because then I don't have to do like six 3-coin rolls and then another one to find out which one it is.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to look this up for you and we will read it. Actually, you know what? I'll share it with you. Let's pull up the screen here. Sorry, I can't pull it up on... Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. There we go. All right. You see it?
Okay. Damn.
There you go. Let me pull it.
Now it's your desktop. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, let's see here. You just got to find the marking. So first is Earth. All right. And then we want water. Oh, shit. There you go. This is an important reading. The first 32, there are 66 combinations. The first 32 are important, so it's really important you listen to this. The lower 32 are less important. Or 33, whatever. So let's look up number 8. Go to my library. And this is what I use to read the I Ching. Is this one made by like a master of it who was imprisoned by the communists. And he practiced it, and this is what got him through being imprisoned by the communists. All right. So, B. Well, what the hell?
Uh-oh. The communists don't want me to see.
Okay, let me just extend this here so maybe it'll be easier to read. What the shit?
What happened?
All right, I'll just read it to you, man. It'll be easier. Is that all right? Just cut this
that's
off.
fine.
All right. So, you got union. It's water over earth. So, this suggests... let's close that here. There we go. There we go. This suggests... Okay, it's a little too... There we go. Now I got a full view of it. It suggests intimacy and closeness. People living together should love and care about each other, and that they will become intimate and close. This is called unity, coordination, holding together, or union. So here's the poetry for it. In a multitude, there's a bond of union. After multitude, union follows. So, in ancient China, the household was the most important structure of society. So every one household was called a unit, a bee, which is the name of this trigram. So in every bee, a head is appointed to take care of the neighborhood. Thus, this means your neighborhood, and it symbolizes a close bond to the people of your community. It's simple. The character is just two people standing together. It's person, just like in Japanese. So it's water above, earth below. So when earth contains water, it gets soft. And when water is in the earth, it flows. And the ancient kings understood that things that work together and benefit each other flow well. So this is a really good reading. So your decision. So here's what it would be written. Seeking union is good fortune. Examine the divination. So what I just read for you. Sublimely persevering, steadfast and upright. There's no fault. Restless factions just coming. Lagging behind, misfortune. So you got to keep on top of it or else you're going to have something bad happen. But if you keep on top of it and work together. So here's what Confucius would say on it. Seeking union, good fortune. It is for mutual help. The lower follows the upper. Examine the divination. Sublimely persevering, steadfast, and upright, there's no fault. Due to its firmness and central position, restless factions just coming. Upper and lower correspond. Lagging behind is misfortune. There is no way out. So basically just imagine that things are working together. A king works with his lords. Neighbors work together. It's good. Now I'll get to where your changing line is. Let's see what that has to tell you. It's because you got the fifth line. So, an illustration of seeking union. The king drives game in three sides. Loses those running in the front. Citizens need no ammunition. Admonition. Good fortune. So good fortune of an illustration of seeking union. Due to its correct and central position, discard those who are averse. So get rid of the people who are making your life shitty. Accept those who are submissive. So people who like kind of, oh, I defer to you. They're going to be working good with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lose those running out in front. So if someone's trying to get ahead of you, don't worry about them. Citizens need no admonition. The one above makes them central and harmonious. That's really positive reading, man. It sounds like get along with the people in your community. If people are troubling you, don't include them in your life. If they get along with you and they submit to you, well, submit, of course, this is a text for kings. So that means if everyone gets along. So take it to mean like if everyone's chill, has a good time. Yeah. And if they don't, and if they break away from you, you can let them go.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I gotta really meditate on that.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
Any other reading? Any other issue you want? Because I can do that with the tarot or the runes. Any big worry?
Which one is like the scariest one? I like the.
You like the more esoteric? We'll go with the tarot because they're like that's a part of our culture. Runes are getting back into it, but like you see this shit on TV shows and stuff, so it can be a little bit more hit. It might hit harder. All right. Any issue you want to think about, or just like a general thing?
It could how do tarot cards work? Like you give like a subject and it.
Well,
Judges
it's
you.
either you just say, I just want a general reading, and this might just be like your day or just like how it's going right now. Or you can be like, I want to know about like if I'm going to get a girlfriend soon. What do the cards say? It's really, tarot's great because it can be about really anything.
Hey man, let's see if I'm gonna get a girl soon.
All right, man. I'll shuffle
All
it for
right.
you. Let's see if my boy gets his girl.
Let's go.
Let's get you a shorty, dog.
Yeah, I'm finding my shorty. Hopefully it's in the cards.
There you go. See, and that's exactly where that phrase
Yeah.
comes from, bro. Let's see
That's
if it's
actually where it comes from.
There you go. It makes sense, right? It's like
Yeah.
the luck.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why I love shit like that. It's like you never know where like something you're gonna say happens. It's like, oh shit, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I just got a text. I'll check that in a second. All right. Okay. All right. That's good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I don't get the Grim Reaper.
Oh, Death. Death isn't a bad card. None of the cards are bad,
Yeah.
but they
Well, I
can be a
guess we
warning.
all die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I just have to answer this text. There we go. Okay. So, close this here. All right. So first, this is the situation's energy. So this is like the main energy right now. So you got the Two of Swords.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, you see a woman with a blindfold. She's on a chair that's sitting right over a cliff, and she's holding two swords, so there's a bit of uncertainty. So let's look for that in love. Dun 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 dun. My big ass book. All right. So this is saying you need to choose between, like, you have to be ready for conflict or something shaken up and happening. Maybe you, like, if you're ignoring red flags or not making a decision, you have to choose and you have to move forward with it. So if you're going to do something, you got to do it. Now the energy that's holding you back is the Eight of Pentacles. That's all about being focused and working hard on your job. So maybe you're so focused on your work that you're unable to get out there and have something for that.
That sounds real familiar.
Yeah, there. As I said, it's like it's strange how that shit works. So for your subconscious, I got the Knight of Swords. Swords are an air sign, and the Knight is air and air because knights are the air sign. So it's really about like it's cutting through bullshit and getting straight to the point. It's clarity. So it looks like your subconscious is like, I just want someone who's honest and communicates. I want something like that. I just need to be clear and cut to the chase, which I get.
I like that.
You know, sometimes it's frustrating to deal with people who are like that wishy-washy, don't know what the fuck they're taught. You can't make a solid decision, which that relates into the one above. And above, so you've gotten 3 swords in a thing. So this one is the Four of Swords. You can see a man's kind of like resting, kind of in his hands in like a mudra of prayer as the swords to his breast. So the Four of Swords is actually a very good card. A lot of the swords imagery is kind of scary, but this is saying for your consciousness. This is like your thinking mind, not your heart, like not what you're not avoiding. It says you should think about maybe taking a break from that sort of approach in your life and using some time to evaluate and focus on yourself so that you can be a better partner too. So like just take some rest time and think about it. And here's your past card. And it's the Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of it's the card of luxury and enjoying the fruits of your labor. So let's look at what she has to say about that. Okay. Slow. There we go. So in the past, you were focusing on your own pleasure without feeling guilty. And if you were single, you were doing a job you love. And there was potential to meet someone there that shares your values. You would prove to be a solid partner. So do something special for yourself rather than wait for the partner. Your value comes from within. So a lot of stuff is like treat yourself well, it seems like. Focus on yourself and like your job might be like keeping that on you, but that's good because then you're progressing.
Yeah.
But then your future cards, so this card's important because this might be temperance. You see an angel and she's like transferring like liquids through cups, which is cups are emotion. That's the symbology. But then you see like a crown in the distance. So that's a major arcana. That means this is something you got to really focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So temperance when it comes to love. Don't force a relationship right now. And remember, this is the future. So don't focus on force a relationship in the future. The universe is working behind the scenes to make romance in your life. So just trust in divine timing. So like, don't worry about it. It's going to come. Seek balance and harmony in your current relationships. And if you need to, ask the divine for a little help and they'll reach out. So whatever your higher power is.
Yeah.
There you go. So this is the most important card. These are the cards that relate to you and your situation without like future, past, and present, and like consciousness. So you got the Queen of Wands.
Oh, that's the most important one.
There you go. This is you.
Okay. Yeah.
So Wands is about passion, and Queens are all about feeling and intuition.
Mm.
So let's see what that has to say for you. All right. So you are drawn to a strong, confident, and compassionate partner. They will be established and successful, and it might be exciting, but also intimidating. Know that you are equally matched energetically, and enjoy that connection. And by owning that like power and that passion, you'll find that you're stronger than you think. So that's a solid thing.
That's nice.
So it's a lot of like sounds like have some self-reflection and don't worry about it too much, and then it's going to come to you. And it might be a little scary, but it's going to be fine. The next card is based on others, so this might be your girl. So it's the Page of Cups. Don't worry that it's a dude. Cups are good because again, it's emotion. It's all emotion, man. So Page of Cups. Pages are all about starting something. So especially this boy. So news of new love is going to be coming to you. If you're feeling flirtatious and romantic, share that with your partner or someone you're going to get down with. So again, if it randomly happens and someone's chatting you up, that might be the thing. Focus your energy on having fun, experimenting with creative dates, and trying new activities with your love interest.
Okay.
So there you go. So this is what you want to happen. Your hopes and desires. It's the Five of Swords. You see a dude who just kicked two guys' asses, and he's holding his spoils, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm interested to see how that relates to love, because that's a very combative card. So an argument or unpleasant conversation needs to happen in order to have a peaceful resolution. Now, if a partner is leaving you constantly defeated, it might be time to walk away. Sparking arguments can stir up passion and intensity. It's an unhealthy pattern. So look for beneficial ways to experience passion with a partner. So basically, communication might be a thing you want to focus on, but don't get into fights.
Yeah.
And lastly, this is the likely outcome. It's the Four of Pentacles.
Got a lot of pentacles and swords.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot of communication and a lot of like material wealth.
Yeah.
A lot of dealing with what's going on right now. And then the Four is all about stability, but being worried about that. So let's see what it is. So you or a partner are waiting until you are more established before making a more serious commitment. Careful planning isn't sexy, but a sense of stability is needed before either of you is comfortable to take the next steps. Which makes sense. A lot of this stuff was like, work on yourself, work on like your stability, work on this. Your work's holding you back, but don't worry about the love because it's gonna come.
Yeah.
And just be careful with your communication. So that's what I think. It's like a good
really
little warning
now.
Yeah, just like relax, don't take it too seriously, have some fun times, don't get into fights, and that's gonna be solid.
Yeah.
And they're gonna come from.
I've never had.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's gonna come from an unexpected place.
Yeah, as it usually does.
Yeah. So you were saying?
No, I've never had my tarot card read.
Oh, there you go. Well, I offer it to any of my friends. Like, if anyone ever wants to, like, yo, dude, I want a reading. I'm like, yeah, dude, just let me know when you can, and I'll, like, throw it down. Just do it over Discord.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing this a lot. People are really enjoying it, so I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, and it's not like the devil's gonna come up and it's like, you use the cards. Now you're gonna find yourself fucked, little guy. And it's like, no,
Well,
that's
it
fucking
can,
ridiculous.
right?
Nah, fuck that, dude. If you want to approach it that
Oh,
way, you can, but like, that's
yeah,
not how I do it.
yeah. I feel like, but there are no like particularly bad cards.
Well, it's like, okay, there are like, there's like some of the swords can be dark, like worrying about stress or like getting, like your heart broken or something. And then of course you have the big three major arcana. There's death, the devil, and then the tower. So let me show you. I'll pull up my Google and I'll share the screen and I'll show you what they look like. There we go. All right, so you can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so like that's the devil, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like that's a kind of creepy ass looking image.
Mm.
But that's all about like it's not about the devil, it's about self-destructive habits that you might want to break. See kind of like you're chained to it. You see that like right there. Like yeah. Then let's look at death. You see like the Grim Reaper riding in. And you see people die, but it's also an offering. There's a new horizon. So death is about transformation. It's like a big change is going to happen, and it's unexpected. Well, you'll know it's going to happen, but it's going to be huge. Lastly, there's the tower. So this is like a change in your perspective, and it's like going to be a crash. It's going to be sudden. You're going to have no clue it's going to happen, but it's something big's going to happen that make you change. And people think of those as bad because they look scary, but really it's like take some bad habits and you're going to shift them.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's basically it.
Oh, that's cool. I like the art.
Yeah, dude. It's all really cool. And that goes into like it was made by like Americans and British people who are super into that shit.
Yeah.
They made it like, oh, make it fucking iconic. And it's the most popular deck. So there you go.
Yeah, they did it, so.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's still selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to call it there because we've been at it for a good long while, you know? And I'm sure you got shit to do in your day. And I got to, you know, we both do. So,
wow, 3 hours. Just
almost
flew by.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
And that's the beauty of this thing is like it can be really long and have a good time. This is like one of my longer episodes of a podcast. So, anything you want to plug? Instagram, social media?
Anything I want to plug? Not really. Just, be good, be yourself.
All right. It's good message, guys. From the words of Nate. Be good, be yourself. All right. And I've been your Wagon Meister. This has been the Guy in the Basement podcast. Give me a follow on the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check out the Twitch or check out YouTube or listen to the podcast on Spotify, Anchor, shit, it's everywhere. All right, with that, hey, Dan, thanks for coming, and I hope to see everyone in the next video and recording. All right, see ya, y'all.